Good afternoon. All good? So today prelims results came, no? Anybody had just tested? No. No, right? Okay. So prelims result is kind of a watershed day because these are our stages, right? If you don't clear this, what you have to tell? Like, let's say 2023. What we have to tell? No, I didn't clear, so I'll be attending in 2024. So 1 year, right? Okay. Those who clear this, they'll tell, I am preparing for mains. I have cleared prelims and I am preparing for mains. Okay, this is June and mains exam is in September and the results will come by December. Earliest by December. Earliest. But usually it will come in the month of February and the interview will start in the month of March. Actually, if you just clear here, you have face or you can save yourself up to February, because from here to here, no results, right? From here to here, no results. What you can say soon after this, after you wrote your mains, what you can say is, I am just expecting my interview call. See, look at the stage. From not clearing, this is all narration. From not clearing prelims, what you can say, up to this, I am expecting an interview call. So whole narrative changes, right? And look at the confidence level. I have not cleared prelims. And second thing is, I am expecting interview call. So in this momentum only, you can get lot of positivity or lot of positive results. Getting my point? From here to here, next year, negativity will be all over negativity because you have failed and you are feeling like whether you will be able to clear it or not. But once you clear this, it would appear like this stage is not far. Just matter of mains examination and anything can happen. So that is why clearing prelims is very crucial thing. It will boost your confidence and your approach towards the exam would easily change. Approach towards exam. And once you write mains, you are like a master. You are like a master in the sense, yes, mains, nothing, it is not that difficult as, prelims, so you can handle. So if you get that feeling, then you are rightly put into this examination. When you write your first mains and when you say that mains exam is unlike prelims examination, I can easily do this. So that is the feeling one should get. Okay. So today, coincidentally, we are starting with the first paper in mains, that is essay. And whatever that we have learnt in GS, it is going to form a base. Base in the sense it is a basic thing for writing anything. That is what we study in prelims or what we study in GS. But here, you can completely unlearn what you have learned so far and prepare freshly for essay. There is no compulsion that you have to have some thing ready before you jump to the essay. Essay can be a completely a new and a very fresh paper. You don't have to study GS also to write an essay. Okay, and it is completely a different paper. You don't have to prepare for this. For GS, 750 marks in mains, we study entire life, Most of the time you will be reading GS only. Hardly anybody gives time for optionals, essay and ethics. Entire life you will be reading GS. That too reading GS. not even writing GS. Okay, 90% of our time goes there. But how much it will yield? Out of 750 marks of GS in mains, 750 marks, no? 3 papers. Ethics leave aside, it is a different ball game. So out of 750, even if you score 300, in GS, it's a great number. It's a very great number. 300 out of 750. But in essay, what is the possibility? What is the possibility? Out of 250, how much you can get? How much you can get? Any idea? I have seen people scoring 180. Can you imagine? But every year the standards differ. That means like scaling up, scaling down every year happens along with other subjects. But 150 is very much scoreable. 150 is very much scoreable. Okay? But looking at this year's evaluation, that is 2022 mains evaluation, if you look at, essay has been scaled down in the sense the maximum marks only is less. Maximum what I could see in the toppers, this one mark sheet, is around 130, 135. That is the max. And average is 100. Average is 100, what I have seen. And even the people who have cleared the, whose name has come in the final list, so they are also there only, around 100, 110, like that. Okay. So this paper is completely a different paper, and you don't have to have any GS background, but unknowingly, we study a lot of GS stuff and we bring in the essay. That adds, that benefits you to get more marks. But that is not the necessary element that you have to write GS stuff in that. And few people make a mistake, or they take it differently, that they will think this is nothing but a long GS answer. Essay is a long GS answer. In GS, for 10 marks you write 2 pages, and in for 15 marks you write 3 pages. And for this essay, we have to write around 10 to 12 pages. 10 to 12 pages. So people think that it is some long answer and we have to write like GS. No. What you have done in GS, you should not do in essay. Whatever that we recommend in GS, you should not do here. For example, in GS answers, we tell you to write more in points. Here, no bullet is allowed, no point allowed. We ask you to highlight. Here, we don't ask you to highlight. Understand? Here, we ask you to write diagrams, but here, no diagrams. So, it is completely your literary work from the first word to the last word. There should be only words, paragraphs, sentences, punctuation marks. That's it. Nothing to garnish also. Getting my point? Yeah. So essay is completely a different thing, and you don't have to have any background of GS here. Fine. So now in this class today, we are going to deal every aspect of essay. What is an essay? How to start an essay? How to brainstorm? How to put it? How to structure? And finally, how to get good marks in essay. Okay, before that, my general question, whenever I put a slide, okay, and if there is a heading in that slide or a main word in that slide, I ask you generally, what is that? So here, essay, what is that? What's an essay? It is a descriptive writing. That means you are describing something. Okay, fine, fair enough. Then what's an essay? Come on. All of you have written essays in schools. Yes or no? Yes? If you are not written, then I'll ask what you have done in school. Essay competition, all that thing, assignment. So what's an essay? You should try. You should try telling, though it is a like, I mean, even if you get wrong or give some silly answer also, it's okay. So what's it? What's an essay? Come on. Okay, I'll answer for it later. Writing an essay. Writing an essay. For example, if you are writing for any newspaper or for any competition, whatever it might be, you are writing around, let's say, 1,200 words. Okay, tell me, writing an essay, is it an art or is it a science? Writing an essay, is it an art or is it a science? That means art means it is completely creative. Creative. For example, you just draw a rangoli, rangoli is creative. There is no science behind. Science in the sense like there is no particular rule. Only thing, it has to look nice. Whether it is a curved or a lined or something, like it should be what? It should be nice. Science means rules are there, regulations are there. This is how it should be. That is science. Now tell me, essay, writing an essay is an art or a science? Art. Okay. Simple answer, both. By and large, it's an art. By and large, it is an art. But remember or think of any artist, any writer. Maybe it is a script writer or a story writer or a poem writer or a lyric writer. Think of that person. That particular piece of writing, is it the outcome of the emotion, or it is the outcome of the brain, or is it the outcome of the mind? Does it come by emotion or See, whenever we put across something, for example, when we tell someone something, when we shout at someone, or when we like laugh, when we cry, it is all the product of what? Our body. Product of our body. Yes or no? What is writing? Everybody can write the same, the way they write. It is different, right? So it is your own production. It is your own production. So whenever we produce something, definitely it is associated with certain emotions. But if you are knowledgeable, definitely yes, with that emotions, even knowledge is mixed. And there will be a balance between the emotions and the knowledge. Emotion is what? Mindless. Emotion doesn't have any base in the mind. It is a mindless. But science is what? It should be like this, it should be like this, it should be like this. But you all become essay writers because of the compulsion in the exam. Because there is a paper. Yes or no? So somehow you have to generate that interest and start writing an essay. But natural writer who doesn't have the compulsion of attending the examination, so what that person will like execute whenever he feels like. Whenever that person feels like writing, starts writing, no? Yes or no? Or can you force him? Now you have to write. Within 1 hour, you have to give me a song. You have to give me a story. Can we tell like that? No. Basically, their minds are very free. Minds are very free. And they need certain, what? Stimulus. Stimulus in the sense, they want something to sense, That is why we see many of the writers or the poets go to, like serene places where there is no disturbance. And they try to write it. Because there, their emotions come out. But emotions are like, I told you, mindless. There is no control over them. If you allow the emotions to flow over, I mean, it can fill the entire, like floor. But in examination, we have the stipulation of time. We have the stipulation of space, that is your page, and the stipulation of so many things. So your emotions which are coming out should be properly put across, should be properly structured. Yes or no? It should be properly structured. For structuring, for structuring, you need certain rules and regulations. But mainly, this is an art. Mainly, it's an art. Everybody can't write, the way it is expected. Everybody can't write. But in the examination, it is compulsory. But at least while putting it on the paper, we have to give a proper structure. So by that, I can say essay is both an art and a science. But the more tilt is towards art. More tilt is towards art. Once I teach you how to structure, within 1 or 2 hours, you'll learn it, how to structure it. Maybe a practice of 4 to 5 essays. There ends the matter. There ends the matter. That is like you can write an essay. And you have to start somewhere. When I say like structuring has to be like this, that is according to the rules. And if you try writing it for 2 or 3 times in the sense, 2 or 3 different essays, then you will learn the structure. Then maybe 8 to 10 essays at the max. At the max, 8 to 10 essays. You are like done. You are like done. Getting my point? So, essay is both science and an art. Okay. Art in the sense when you are letting your emotions out, like that is an art. But how do you put it across? How do you put it across? So that is what is the science. Understood? Fine? Yeah. So before saying what is an essay, let us look at what it is not. Before saying what is an essay, we'll see what it is not and what is not expected in the examination or what the evaluator doesn't expect. First thing, it is not a political speech. It is not a political speech. So, in a political speech, what will be the main feature? In a political speech, what is the main feature? Huh? Speech. Yeah, you are putting across particular ideology. Understood. What about content? And in the ethics class, I was telling usually how the political speeches will be. Will it be hitting the mind or emotions? Yes, emotions. So usually in the political speech, the questions are being raised. Questions are being raised on the other side, opposition, be it the ruling party or the opposition party. They will be putting some blame on the others. Okay. Are they giving the solutions in the speech? They don't give solutions in the speech. They will just raise questions, and ask people to think about it. Ask people to think about it, or ask people to make opinions about that. Or they will tell their own opinions and tell me in the political speech, will there be balance? One-sided, no. Totally at the end of the speech, one person has to get agitated. Okay, this is the God, this person is the God, and all others are demons. Okay, so if at all something good will happen, this person will do. Okay, so usually all the political speeches will be filled with emotions and they will be filled with questions. But we are writing this paper for civil service examination. Are we writing it for qualifying as an MLA or MP? Or to qualify for election? Anybody can contest election, no? So tell me, our essay, what it should not be. If it should not be a political speech, in essay, what should not be there? There should not be only questions. There should not be only questions. There should be solution. There should be solution all along. Okay. For example, will India shine? Will India shine? This is what the question you have got. Will India shine? You should not just leave it open-ended. Will India shine? You cannot ask the evaluator to fill in the blanks. He has to say, definitely India will shine. No. You have to give answer. For whatever the questions that you raise, you have to give the answer. And secondly, it should not have emotions. Emotions in the sense, like it should not be filled with emotions, but it should be filled with rationality. That is, some rational thinking should be there. Some rational thinking should be there, like behind your writing. Getting my point? And whatever that you write, it should have some justification. It should not be like, I believe or I think. I believe and I think, these are very personal things. But there should be some justification. For example, if I say, I think today it is too hot outside, and you should justify this. Yeah, the temperature is around 35 degrees centigrade. Okay, it is what? It's a fact. So like that, in your essay, you can give any statement, you can give any opinion, but there should be some justification to it. Okay, it should not be only emotional thing. It should not be only for the sake of arguing it. And I have seen people in essay, like they are emotionally thrilled, they are not able to hold themselves, and they are writing whatever that comes to their mind. Actually, it should happen. You should be free to express anything and everything. But again, there are certain rules, no? So in those rules, we have to write. In the last, like very patriotic people, if the essay topic is on India and the question is about whether India will shine or India will lose or something, so they are very emotional, and finally they will write, India is going to be like this. Okay, that is Ramaraja, like then Vishwaguru, all that thing. And finally, in that spurt of emotions only, they will write Jai Hind. See, in speech at the end, okay, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to talk. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka Mate. This is what we say, right? So in in essay, nothing of that sort is allowed. Okay? Nothing of that sort is allowed. Okay? And mainly, it should be in pure sentences, in pure sentences. Usually we come across this one, direct speech and indirect speech. So it should be in a what? Direct speech. Indirect speech. Usually that quotes, all that should not be there. And usually, active wise, passive wise, anything is fine. Okay? And there you require to impress the evaluator for sure. You have to impress. How should be our language? I told you previous week also, while I was telling about answer writing session, your language need not be very flamboyant, like hi-fi language. No. Simple language. And sentences, simple sentences. No complexity in it. Simple sentences. Getting my point? So, your essay is what? It is your own product. It's your own product. You are trying to impress the evaluator with that. And in GS, what will happen? Your answer, your part, subpart, your single highlights, or the points what you write, bullets, they will go on giving half a mark, 1 mark to those points. But in essay, it doesn't happen like after every paragraph they will give marks. No. They will read entirely. And finally, what do they feel? They will give the marks. So finally, it is all the feeling, what the evaluator feel. Okay? So firstly, it should not be a political speech. Is it a textbook lesson? Textbook lesson. Is it a textbook lesson? Sometimes the question itself will be descriptive. Descriptive in the sense, for example, um, let's say artificial intelligence. But the entire question will not be these two words, like artificial intelligence over. No. They will attach some sentence to it. Artificial intelligence. Is it good, bad? Is it futuristic? Or is it a boon or bane? So like that, they will attach something to it. Usually in UPSC essays, they'll not be like, okay, single topic. For example, National Education Policy 2020. They'll not ask like that. They'll attach sentence. So National Education Policy 2020. Is it inclusive? Or is it workable? Or is it achievable? So like that, they will attach something. Okay. Descriptive, descriptive essays, usually you don't get. You will get argumentative. Argumentative, that means you have to tell something in the favor, something in the against. Then you have to raise few questions and you have to give solutions to that. Like that, it is not plainly explain this topic or explain this process. It will not be like that. It is like a what? Analytical one. So it is not a textbook lesson. In textbook lesson, usually what do we see? The heading, and there will be what? Parts. There will be parts. Okay. Then there will be fixed part. Maybe a timeline, advantage, disadvantage, like that. And maybe they have given a diagram to illustrate. Okay. So once you read about that, you will be more knowledgeable. When you read a textbook lesson, you will become more knowledgeable. But when you read an essay, you will get motivated for something, you will get persuaded for something, or you will be asked to think. You will be asked to think. It is not like somebody is giving you GAN from essay. Somebody is giving you the knowledge. No, it is not. Somebody is giving his or her opinion, and maybe there is an element to like move also. Move in the sense you can adopt few things from that, or you may turn thinking on that, or you may get persuaded also. That means, oh, what a piece of writing. Okay, I should take these points. These are very good points. So it should be like more persuasive. Okay, it is not a textbook plain lesson, because such questions will not come. Such topics will not come. They will attach something to that topic, yes or no kind of thing. Okay. Then, is it a research paper? Research paper? Yeah, before we do PhD, before we get PhD or something, so there will be a thesis or there will be a research paper that will be making. There will be a topic, and we conduct many surveys, conduct lot of analysis, conduct lot of studies, and finally we make a report. Yes. Even you might have done project works, no? During college, yes, universities, you will be having some project work. Just remember your project work report. How big it will be? Around 200 pages. Around 200 pages. Have you done it or not? COVID times? No? Okay. So basically 200, 300 pages. But in examination, for an essay, you'll be having around 10 to 12 pages. That's it. 10 to 12 pages. We cannot have that much time. So, though it looks like a research paper, though essay looks like a research paper, it is a microcosm of a research paper. Microcosm in the sense, like a very small, let's say, like it has everything that a research paper has, but everything in small amount. Everything in small amount. Getting my point? Yeah. So it is not a research paper. Next question is, should it be factual or analytical? Factual means more dates, places, persons' names, events' names. Yeah. More like, this year, this happened, this moment. Okay, this particular concept. These are all facts. Whatever you don't argue, When you put something, this is this, that is fact. Fact is what? Truth, no? You cannot question that. But analysis is what? Analysis is what do you feel about that? What do you feel about that? It can be this way, it can be that way. But is it a fact? Some people can buy it, some people can reject it. But it is your analysis. So analysis, like it is not fact. But if the analysis is supported by the facts, if you give some opinion and if you say, this is the reason why I am giving the opinion like this, if that comes like that, then like it will be a proper thing. And if you look at the ratio of facts to analysis in essay, facts to analysis, around 30% facts and 70% is argument. 30% is facts and 70% is argument. But when it comes to the GS answers, it is reverse. We write more factual things there. We write more factual things and the analysis part will be very less because the evaluator will not be having much time to read. Got my point? So it is 70-30. But when it comes to your optional paper, so it is basically 50-50. You should write good amount of facts also. You should write good analysis also. Understand? In GS, more marks fetching in the sense you have to make the evaluator job very easy. Evaluator should feel like, this is there, give marks. But when it comes to essay, it is not like, here I'll give some, here I'll give some. No. Entire essay he has to read and finally he has to decide, yes, this is what I am going to mark. And it is more kind of emotional marking for the evaluator also. At the end of it, he feels like, wow, what an essay. Then he might give you the more marks. Understood? Then coming to the correctness of essay and wrongness of essay. Is there any correct essay and wrong essay? In your objective paper of prelims, there will be a right answer or wrong answer, correct? No? Out of 4, there will be only one right answer and all other 3 are wrong. What about mains? In mains, when you write 2 or 3 pages, is there anything called as right answer and wrong answer? After reading few lines, you will get, for example, the question on, let's say, some examination. I think in 2020, one question had come, 2019, I think, iron dome. In science and technology paper, one question had come on iron dome. So, can you write on iron dome without knowing about it? Can you write just about iron and can you just write about dome? So that is what we have done in universities, Yes or no? So take the word, if you don't know, break it and address it. And I have also done that and I have got good marks also. So that is our university. So here what I am trying to tell is, can you write on something when you don't know the particular concept at all? So it will be risky. If you don't know, then it will be risky. But if there are questions like write something about, let's say, French Revolution. Can you write at least 3-4 lines? 3-4 lines. So science and tech or art and culture question or environmental questions where factual things are asked in the GS paper, you have to know it. So then, after reading 3-4 lines, the evaluator will come to know whether you know it or not. So when you don't know, then he will give 0. If he feels that you know, at least you will give 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark like that based upon what you have written. Correct? In essay, again, the topic what they give, if you understand that correctly, topic what they give, if you understand that correctly, then if you show the evaluator that you have understood well, that means if you have written a paragraph about the topic where you are telling that this paragraph is telling about the topic and this is what I have understood from the topic, then what will happen? It will give an idea for the evaluator that, yes, this person has read. This person has read. Okay? But if it is too generic a topic, for example, population explosion in India, population explosion in India, everybody can write. Is there any rightness and wrongness in the essay? No, there is no rightness or wrongness in the essay. It is simple thing. It is simple thing. Whatever that you write becomes right. But don't write any facts wrong. If you are writing on population, so far, what is the authentic number? What is our population? What is our population now? 134, 142, 131. Any other answer? So who is your source? You cannot write that. You cannot write Google has told me that. But some international agency estimated India's population to be around 142 crores. No? Yes? So you can quote that according to this agency. But for us, the real numbers are what we make. So there is a commissioner for that. There is a commissioner in India, in the central government. There is a commissioner for this population survey. Okay? Then there is a Registrar General of India. Understand? So finally it is their job. Census Commissioner and Registrar General of India. So after 2011 census, it had to happen in 2021. But because of COVID, we could not do it. So at least by end of 2023, the data should be available. So according to 2011, India's population was 121 crore. So I will write that only. Because that is most authentic one. Don't go by some media reports. Don't go by some political speeches. Modi will tell within few days 150 crores. Okay. So don't go by that. Go by the official data. Go by official data. So in that case, that population essay, without writing the India's population, that is number, whether it is 121 crore, 130, 135, 142, whatever, even without writing that, you can write the essay. Getting my point? Yeah? Clear? So, there is nothing called as the right essay and a wrong essay. Whatever that you write, that becomes right. Okay? Even if the question or the topic is on India's independence, if the topic is on India's independence, you don't have to write this fact that on August 15, 1947, we got the independence. You don't have to write that also. So, essay is that. Without knowing any fact, you can write the essay. Got my point? So, you understood what is, what not is an essay? Yeah? Then coming to what it is. It is author's own argument. Author's own argument. Who is the author here? Oh, great. At least you gave yourself a, a designation, that author. Are you feeling happy about that? You have been given a chance to become author. In GS answers, you'll be like question answer, question answer. You will act as if you are being, like threatened by that question. And you will write one answer within 7 minutes or 10 minutes and close it. There is no emotional attachment to the answer. But essay, you are writing it for 10 to 12 pages and somebody has told you that you are an author. Very special thing, no? Very special thing. And you feel like writing. You feel like writing. In GS, you'll feel like when I'll finish the paper, when the last bell will be rung, you'll become more happy. Even if you have left 2 or 3 questions, it doesn't matter to you. You just wanted to finish off the paper. So that will be the feeling in GS. But in essay, you will feel like, oh, I could have written this also. I could have written that also. You will feel good. You will feel good about your writing because there is no right and wrong thing, no? Okay, here author is who? You. And whose argument it is? Your own argument. And argument starts with knowledge, Argument starts with knowledge. You cannot make the emotional argument. For example, if somebody has, let's say, put it across to you that India's population 150 crore, and if that person is debating with you, if one person comes and tells that India's population is 150 crore and he starts debating with you, so will you accept it? Will you accept? What you will do? You will try to convey. You will try to convey that no, according to 2011 census, like it is 121 crore. Whom will be given more importance? You or the other person who is arguing? For example, if I am the judge and I'll ask you to make a debate, you will start debating. Okay. And one person has told that India's population is 150 crore and he is arguing on that. And he will put across a point, according to 2011 census, India's population was 121 crore. Whom will be given more marks? The person who is arguing with what? Justification or the knowledge. That person will be given more marks. See, you might have seen the street fights, street fights. You might be part of it or you might have seen it, or neighbors fight. If you just listen to it, if you just listen to it, actually nobody will be arguing, like based upon some justification or, like some fact. They'll be just arguing with what? Emotions. And if you start arguing emotionally, there is no end to it. There is no end to it. Either you have to cry, or you have to shout, or you have to slap someone, or you have to kill someone. There only it ends. Emotional argument. It will not have a logical conclusion. When we reach the logical conclusion, when both the parties have agreed to something. Yes or no? So here you are arguing. So how your argument should be? Will it be like, evaluator, kya samajh ke rakha hai? Should he tear your paper? Should he tear your paper? Yes, you are arguing. You are giving your side to the evaluator, but evaluator should also consider, this person is arguing based upon justification. So there are certain proofs behind his debate. Okay, let me think. Let me read it again. So he should feel like that. He should not feel like tearing it. And I told you, argument should not be emotional. It should be a rational argument that is based upon certain facts. Okay. And should you go for extreme argument? Extreme argument. Like, India doesn't have any future. India doesn't have any future. Sab chor hai. Sab beiman hai. Sab chor hai. Can you write like that? Yeah, there is an element of dishonesty, beimani, But that can be like corrected, that can be controlled by these mechanisms. Can we argue like that? Yes. So your argument should be what? It should be based on what? It should be based on certain facts or certain rationality. It should not be completely emotionally filled. Done? Next one, it is a form of literature. It is a form of literature. How many of you have studied literature or literature students? Or at least you want to take literature as your optional? No one? Okay, one person. You have taken? Started studying? No, not yet. Okay. But you are thinking to take it. Yes? Literature, like it is a very, very, like beautiful subject. Be it our own literature like Kannada literature or like Malayalam literature, Tamil literature. It is part of our history. It is part of our culture. It is part of our society. It reflects our society. It reflects every person. It reflects our like history. So it's a very like again, literature is studied as part of humanities. Is it a science? Under BSc or like under any technical courses like medical or engineering, do you study literature? So if you want to study literature, you have to do what? Humanities. You have to do BA. Correct? BA in literature, MA in literature. So maybe you can do that. Yes. So literature is nothing but the reflection of the society, the reflection of the people, or through this we can see our history, our society, our economy. Okay. So literature is full of what? Opinions. It is full of expressions. It is full of expressions. Some expression can be very harsh. Some expressions can be very light. Some expression can be like argumentative. Some expressions can be concluding. So like that, literature is again, it is like an ocean. If I ask you what is life, the same applies to literature also. So if I ask what is literature, nobody will be able to answer. Even myself as a student of literature, I cannot answer even today what is literature. Sahitya. In regional language, we call it as Sahitya, correct? Okay. So I am telling this is a form of literature. So it is a form of expression. Form of expression. For example, in our schools, many competitions used to be there. Essay competition, story writing, storytelling, poem writing, poem reciting. So all these are what? These are the expressions. Correct? Some person will be naturally good in poems. Some person will be naturally good in storytelling. Some person will be naturally good in essay. So like that, it depends. It depends. But when you look into the literature, we have different forms. For example, short stories is a form of literature. Novels is a form of literature. Then we have what? Poems. Then we have the treatises, for example, Mahakavya, all that thing. And some people are like, in Kannada only, if I tell, there are more than 10 forms of literature. 10 forms of literature. In that, even essay is considered as one form of literature. Prabandha or Nibandha, what we call in regional languages, it is also a form of literature. So, when we look into all the literatures, like we see many poems, we see many stories, we see many essays, and we see many travel story, we see biographies. Biography, biographies? Somebody's life story. Autobiography? My own. So, when you put all this literature in one vessel and call this as literature, there is a like bigger definition what we give. But again, we segregate, no? We segregate in everything. why you call poem as a poem? Why you call a poem as poem? Because it is different from other literatures. Why story is called as a story? It is different from other forms of literature. Why essay is an essay? Because it means that particular form says that, yes, I have a particular structure. I have a particular structure. That is why you have to call me essay or poem or story or something. For example, can I call a story as a poem? Poem as a story? No. From the past, it has been accepted that yes, this is a poem, and later on in Kavya Shastra, all that thing, like even implementing Sangeeta, all that thing, we started telling like these many words should be there, these many matra should be there, and rhyming, and second line what it should be, and after that 4-liners, 6-liners, like we have a particular structure for that. So like that, even essay is a form of literature. Few people are very good at it. Few people are very good at it. Okay? It is a form of literature. Why I am stressing this point? Because it has its own rules. You cannot just write something and say this is an essay. No. There is a particular structure that we are going to study. Okay? Then it is the coherent set of ideas. So what do you mean by set of ideas? Like many ideas are there. Many ideas are there. You are trying to put it across on the paper. Many ideas about what? Life. Many ideas about? Many ideas about? Topic. Simple. Topic will be given, right? Or they will tell like, write an essay on anything. Can you write an essay on anything? Can you start, end? No, you cannot. Okay. So they will be giving you a topic and you have to write an essay. So basically, all the ideas that you are writing there are all different things what coming to your mind you are putting there. They are nothing but the different ideas, or they are a set of ideas. Like there are generally in an essay for UPSC essay, we write around 8 to 10 proper ideas. 8 to 10 proper ideas. How to generate that? I'll teach. Okay. So it is a set of ideas. But there is one important word called coherent. Coherent. So what do you mean by coherent? What? What do you mean by coherent? Basically, this word is mainly used in the optics, mechanics, okay, coherence. So basically, on a particular topic, let's say this is a pen. Let's say it's a digital pen. Okay. My idea will be something else for a pen. Your idea will be something else. Your inclination will be different. My inclination will be different. So, the person who sees it will have his or her own set of ideas about it. Okay. But for a person, if I look at it as a digital pen, and my ideas should be around digital pen only. My ideas should be around digital pen only. I cannot pick up the color of this black and start writing about black. The object is what? The digital pen. I cannot just take a pen and start telling about pen. I cannot just take digital and start telling about digital. Getting my point? So topic is what? Digital pen. And all your ideas should be telling only about digital pen, nothing else. So basically, when current flows or any wave flows, any wave flows, it will be flowing in, different particles will be making different angles. So this is one sinusoidal. The other will be changing the angle. The other one will be how to end this. They are all part of one wave only. They are all part of one current only. But their angle inclination are different. When there is no such angle inclination and all of them are coming like this and joining together one over another, then we call that as coherence. There is no diffusion of energy. There is no deviation. So all your ideas are telling only one thing, that is the topic. For example, digital pen means digital pen. Not only about digital, not only about pen, not only about the name, not only on the color, but entirely you will be talking in every paragraph, you should be talking about only digital pen, that's it. Objectivity, I was telling as part of ethics. What is objectivity? Objectivity is digital pen here. Digital, again it is subjective. Pen is subjective. Black color is subjective. Its name, Max Sub. It is what? It is subjective. If you think on only objectivity, so you have to tell about only digital pen in all your paragraphs. Getting my point? That is what is the coherent set of ideas. It should not be like first paragraph tells something and second paragraph no connect with the first at all. No, it should not happen like that. Okay? Then, purposeful piece of writing. Piece of writing you just discard. It is nothing but few paragraphs or few pages of writing. What do you mean by purposeful? Purposeful piece of writing. Intentional. Very good. So it has certain purpose. Now tell me why UPSC is asking you to write essay. Why they are asking you to write an essay? They would have asked you to run for 10 kilometers, no? Okay, selection criteria, we have to put something. So rather than writing an essay, they would have asked you, like, run for 10 kilometers. We'll give marks on that. In IFOS, after your interview, there will be one endurance test. You have to walk for 25 kilometers. Do you know that? IFOS, if you write Indian Forest Service, after your interview is done, the next day, you have to walk for 25 kilometers. Within some hours, within some hours, you have to come back. Do you know this? Okay, why not that in civil service exam? Though prelims is same for both forest service and civil service exam. Why 25 kilometer walk for forest service and why there is nothing of that sort for IAS and IPS? Job requirement. Job requirement. Okay, now tell me why you have to write an essay. Huh? Okay, from that essay, whose personality will be checked? Yes. So it is kind of a measuring. It is kind of a measuring, like, or it is kind of evaluating you on your arguments. So can you hold your focus on one topic for 1 hour 30 minutes? Isn't it a good check? Can you hold your focus for 1.5 hours on one single topic? Do you deviate in between? Do you change your route? Or do you forget the topic at all? So, here they are asking you to write the essay because it is the requirement, or they are checking about your, like endurance in terms of focusing on something, focusing on one particular this thing. Usually, our general meets, general meets. Whenever you have gone to meet friend, see, when you meet a friend, there is no purpose. When you meet a friend, there is no purpose, no. Just chit chatting. But let's say if your friend is in a good job, and you want to work along with him, or you want to get selected from the same job, you go to meet that person. What you will talk about? Okay, tu kaisa hai, main kaisa hu, your background, my background. Okay, initially, icebreaker, initially few minutes, fine. Even while you are coming out of that person's house, if you don't get your question answered or your thoughts addressed, what is the use of meeting that person? Yes or no? Correct? Is there a point? So generally, our meetings, except the friendship meetings or something, wherever we want to go to someone for something, usually we deviate from the purpose. We deviate from the purpose. Like why we have gone there, we forget completely. And we talk something else and we sense that time is over. Yeah. Now the purpose is completely. For example, you have gone to see a bride or bridegroom. Usually it happens. You have gone to see a bride or bridegroom and you keep on telling about your business. And if you keep on telling about your social connections, if you keep on telling about how much money you have made, if you keep on telling about your education, if you keep on telling about the countries that you have visited, will it make a purpose? Why you have gone there? Why you have gone there? To see a bride or bridegroom. That's it. Okay, acha. Okay, 4 sentences, good 4 sentences, so that you can know each other. Or like in our culture, bride and bridegroom are never allowed to meet. These days it is outdated. Like, what is the purpose, like if they don't allow the bride and bridegroom who are getting married to see each other or talk to each other, what is the purpose? So, in India or in our culture, in our society, many things which doesn't have any purpose will be keep on happening, something. So that is where we lose the objectivity, lose the objectivity. You fix some point. Why you have gone there? Fix some point. Finish that off. Then you see the results. What do? We go for a tea. And today the results have come. And people are standing there to scare you. Standing there because you have not written, or it was not your serious attempt. People are standing there to see you, like to scare you. Oh, fresher, huh? Okay. So how do you feel? Okay. You will ask, brother, sister, how many attempts have given? 5. What about no prelim set? Then what you will feel? But why you have gone there to have tea, no? Have tea and come back. That is your purpose there. But most of our time is wasted on tea joint or eating joint. And there, some babas will also be standing, babas with all GAN in the world. And they'll be giving you should study history like this. You should study like the geography like this. This is how the examination is. This is what is asked. Look at my experience. And you will be listening like, Babaji, okay. And these Babajis are spoiling the market, These people are actually chasing away the people, or these people are completely giving a different idea. And that person might have cleared one prelims, and that person will be giving GAN, and you will be listening, Babaji, yes. And we have also wasted our time in that only. Getting my point? So, the ultimate thing is purpose. Why you have gone there? If you address that question, why you are writing this essay? If you address that purpose, what is the topic of the essay, and whether you are writing the same thing in every, connected to the same thing in every paragraph, there you have one. Okay? And what is the purpose of UPSC? To ask you to write an essay. You told, like, to understand our set of ideas, UPSC wants to study what kind of persons we are trying to select, yes or no? So, if in essay, like, only negativity is spread, the entire essay is negative only, will that be advisable to take that person? If the person has boasted self, like, I am like this, I am like that, if that person has boasted like that, will that person be eligible to become an officer? If all your ideas are destructive, then will you be selected? So here, UPSC has a purpose to put this paper. And second thing, what is our purpose? Yes, what is our purpose? To address the topic. But ultimate purpose is what? While you are writing this essay, what is the ultimate purpose? Simple, no? Marks. And who is giving you marks? Who is giving you bride or bridegroom? Your in-laws, no? Future in-laws. Yes or no? If you impress them, that is more than enough. Don't try to, impress everyone there. What will happen? Your objectivity will change. Actually, you have gone to see some bride and somebody else will be selected. If you try to impress everyone, no, some uncles and aunts will think, oh, why can't we, we'll put something and break this one and we'll take this person as our son-in-law or something. So your ultimate focus is what? Your future in-laws, whose daughter or son you have gone to see. If you impress those persons, it is more than enough. Or impress that girl or boy, it is also equally important. Here, ultimate thing is to get marks. And ultimate thing is to impress whom? Simple. Evaluator. Your entire purpose is to, and when will the evaluator be impressed? When will evaluator be impressed? Have you put your photo on the essay paper? Sir, see, this is the photo of mine. See how beautiful I am. Have you written? Have you written your name? I belong to your caste only. Huh? And in future we can become relatives or something. No? So what you have written there? First of all, you have given your handwriting. You have given your page-wise presentation. And finally, you have given your English or your sentences. Finally, you have given your vocabulary. Finally, you have given your ideas. Finally, you have given your arguments. With that, the person has to get impressed. And ultimately, what? All these things are there. Like, if your handwriting is good, if your presentation is good, your structuring is good, if your sentences are good, correct, then only that person is going to read your ideas now. or he will look for, where is the idea, where is the idea, where is the idea. Can it happen like that? No, right? So all these are, so when you are entering your future in-laws house, so you will have something, no, decent dressing, all that thing. And while you are going to their house, you will make sure that either you hire a car. These days, without car, nobody will go, During older days, like by whatever this one. But now nobody wants to go in, by bus or by bike or something. They will go in car, hired car. Papa grooms, like if they see around 50 brides, okay, 50 times 50 car hires. So he can purchase one new car in that. And this is what is happening now. I told you while telling about the ethics, like how difficult it has become to find a bride, not groom, bride. Okay. So the thing is what? Impression. In what car you have come. Okay. You have a choice, Innova or Maruti 800. Which car you will take? Don't give ideal answers, okay? Don't give answers like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad or something. You are not. You are not. Okay? So, option, Maruti 800 and Innova. Which one you will take? Innova, no? But some people will think, if I show Innova in the first meet only, what will be the pressure on me after I get married? So, they will prefer one small family kind of car. Okay, so why I'm trying to tell you is, it's all part of impression. And they will come and give tea or snacks, like, will you just take like, when you get married in your house, like, they will understand later. Okay, but there, okay, one sweet, only this much, very sophisticated. Finally wanted to impress. So here, your father-in-law or your mother-in-law is your evaluator. Impress them. And that person should feel like, after seeing this, now I want to see this person. Now I want to see this person. I want to make relation. That feeling should come. That feeling should come. Anyways, that cannot happen. They cannot trace back to your name, your details and all with your paper. Even roll number will not be there. Okay? Understood my point? So finally, evaluator is your father-in-law or mother-in-law, and you are going to impress that person. That's it. With whatever that can be. Beautiful language, beautiful handwriting, beautiful structuring, beautiful ideas, whatever it might be. Then, reasonable persuasion. Persuasion, already we have seen this in ethics. Persuasion. What do you mean by persuasion? You are trying to change somebody's attitude. You are trying to change somebody's attitude. And whose attitude you are changing here? Whose attitude you are changing by this essay? Pradhan Mantri sir. UPSC chairman sir. UPSC chairman will never receive your answer. There will be a separate register for evaluation. So they have a separate team. Chairman will never see your paper. Even UPSC members will not see your paper. There are evaluators. So whom you are trying to persuade? Who? Simple. Here only two players. You and your father-in-law or mother-in-law. That's it. You are just playing game with them. That's it. Nobody else here. So here you are trying to persuade the evaluator. But can you persuade an evaluator? Persuade means you are changing the attitude of a person positively. Can you change that? Can you change that? Can you change the attitude of the evaluator by your essay? That is my question. Possible? Possible? Haven't you changed your attitude because of some piece of writing? Maybe a newspaper, maybe some textbook, maybe some storybook, some novel, yeah, some WhatsApp message. Haven't you, you get up in the morning, first thought for the day, Subhashita, you will see 100, all forwards only. All forwards. And now apps have come, it will come with their photo and their name. You'll feel like, oh, Babajis are everywhere. So what I'm trying to tell here is, like, a piece of writing or a piece of knowledge or a piece of like some article haven't changed your attitude to some extent. For example, the words like work is worship have changed many people's lives. Yes or no? So like that, tell me, a piece of writing, maybe a paragraph or a few pages or a book, can change the attitude of a person? Now, can you change the attitude of the evaluator? Possible? Let's say the evaluator has some belief on, let's say, um, good habit like, like yoga. For example, he will think that what will happen by yoga? Anyways, I am going to die on the day which is decided. If you try to tell more good things about yoga, and if you tell about the benefits and give examples, and finally tell that yoga is good, don't you think that person will think twice about his belief? He was not believing in yoga, but that person think, or maybe spirituality. One person is completely atheist. He doesn't believe in God. But your 1,200 words, what you have written there, can't it change the attitude of that person? If you give more supports, like some stories or some incidents, can you change the attitude of that person from being an atheist to theist? Possibility. So that is what we are doing in this one. So entirely, like, what is an essay? It is your own argument, not emotional argument, but a rational argument. Then it is a form of literature. It has certain structure. It is unlike other literary forms. Yeah. Then it is a coherent set of ideas, no deviation from the topic. You are sticking to the topic in every paragraph. Okay. Then it is a purposeful purpose. You have a purpose to get marks. That means you have to impress the evaluator. You have to give those ideas with which the evaluator can be impressed. Then reasonable persuasion. Reasonable. Why word reasonable here? Reasonable means, like, you cannot act like a manipulator. Manipulator means completely brainwashing someone. The evaluator should not feel like some black magic happened with me and I gave full marks. Chances are there, right? Black magic, have you heard of it, black magic? Few seconds, you will be off. In black magic, for few seconds, you will not be there in this world. You will be away and something might have happened. And this is science, I'm not talking about the superstition. It can happen. For a few seconds, you can be made absent. Completely. You don't know what has happened in 3 seconds. So I'm not asking you to do what? Completely brainwash the evaluator. No. So reasonable persuasion. Sir, it is like that. It is like that. Okay, if you want, you can take like that. Understood? Yeah. Now we'll go to the next part of the essay. What it is written in the notification. Usually, the first thing that we have to read before reading any NCERT or textbook is the notification or the syllabus. And 90% people fail to do this. They will directly go to interview preparation. First day only they will go to interview preparation. Prelims mains I'll do, man. Like, what is there? What big deal? Some of my senior, some of my friend, some of my relative has done it. Why can't I do it? I'll directly prepare for interview. The basic mistake is that. Very basic thing is your notification. You should have read it at least once. Second thing is syllabus. And third thing are previous year question papers. By this, you can understand the attitude of UPSC. You can understand the behavior of UPSC. So, if you try to understand a person or an institution like UPSC, your exam will become very easy. Directly, what do? We directly go to reference books. And we start dealing with democracy directly. The first person that we meet is Abraham Lincoln. Directly Abraham Lincoln. We are like friends, Abraham Lincoln and me are friends. We don't do this basic thing. That is reading the notification. In notification, it has been clearly written under essay, what do they expect from a candidate in essay paper. Okay? Candidates may be required to write essays on multiple topics. They have to write on maybe more topics. Okay? From 2014, they started asking 2 essays. Earlier to that, only one essay. Okay? Up to 2012, one essay for 200 marks. In 2013, one essay for 250 marks. And from 2014, 2 essays for 250 marks. That means one essay, 125 mark. And the entire paper will be for 3 hours. So, you have to write one essay in 1.5 hours. You have to write one essay in 1.5 hours. They will be expected to keep closely to the subject. The subject is nothing but topic, right? So what do you mean keep closely? Keep closely. No deviation. Yeah. Put it in other words. Keep close. Keep yourself very close to that. To the point. Very good. Other meanings of this. Keeping close. Related to, very good. You are coming closer. Even closer. Related. Precise. Very good. Precise to the topic. More important word here is relevant. So you are relevant to the topic. There are chances that it will deviate a bit, and that is human tendency. Otherwise, in car, steerings will not be there and handle will not be there. Some deviation will be happening. We try to correct that. Got my point? So, relevance. Relevance means how close you are to the topic. There is bit of deviation. For example, every 5,000 kilometers run, when any vehicle runs for 5,000 kilometers, we go to a pit shop and ask for wheel alignment. Because 5,000 kilometers, like all wheels will not be in this thing. Maybe one has gone this way, one has gone this way. So we align that one. So that is what is the keeping closer, or like it is properly aligning or becoming relevant to the topic. Okay, keeping closer. The other sides of the essay is what? Beating around the bush. What do you mean by beating around the bush? Beating around the bush. What do you mean by that? Simply will be, like putting rounds around the bush. You will not be finding what you want. Simply wasting your time. Beating around the bush in Kannada means like marasuttadu. You don't know what you want, you are just roaming around. Yes? I told you one example, earlier. The topic is elephant, but you have not prepared for elephant. You have prepared for only one topic, that is wall. And what an intelligent person will do? he will take the elephant and hide behind the wall, and he will start writing about wall. So in university exams, we have done this only. We have written what we know. Rather than what is in demand, we have written what we know. And most of the people also, in their talking, in their arguments or in discussions, they'll be always, like pouring what they know. They'll be pouring what they know rather than what is required there. Some uncles though, like, you cannot correct them because the time factor, age factor, like, they'll be just telling the same old story again and again. Whether it is relevant or not, they'll be just repeating that one. So relevance, again, it is like objectivity. Relevance is also like objectivity. What is that objectivity? What is the topic? Okay, it should not be beating around the bush. It should be straight to the topic. Some deviation is fine. Some deviation is fine. But when you sense that you are deviating, at least in the next paragraph, you have to correct it. Correct it in the sense, come to the point. Don't cut what irrelevant you have written. In the flow, it might have come, but try to keep yourself closer. Of the essay, to arrange, next word important is arrange. What you are arranging? You are arranging the ideas. Whose ideas? Your own ideas. So far, we were just telling about the set of ideas. Set of ideas, correct? Set of ideas, what do you mean? Ideas are there, you put it in a bucket. You dump it at a place. That is set of ideas. From now on, I would say the sequence of ideas. Sequence of ideas. How many of you know cooking? Everyone has to know by now. Cooking. You have basic idea? Okay. Very simple thing that we make is tea. Tea, no, very basic. At the age of 10, 12 only we'll learn to make tea. That's the very easiest thing. Then next thing is making upma. Our like common Indian breakfast, no? Upma. But most hateful but inevitable. But for me, it is the most favorite, like inevitable things, if you make favorite, no, there is no conflict in life. Inevitable things, you make it as your favorite. No conflict in life, simple. Yeah. Anyways, jokes apart. Okay, upma you are making. What all ingredients will be there? First thing is rava or kesari or like suji, whatever. Next thing is, it is upma, uppitu. First, next is salt. That uppu is nothing but what? Salt. Then oil. Then for tadka, okay, some jeera, some, like mustard, yeah, some curry leaves. For making something crispy, you will put, like groundnut or, like some urad dal or some dal, some pulse you put, yeah, to make it crispy. Then putting ghee or, like the oil, it is up to you, up to your affordability. How much you put also is our affordability. Then on the plates, some what? Coconut gratings, then some coriander leaves. I'll give the same ingredients to you all. Can you make the same upma, everyone? Same ingredients. And I'll give you gas, I'll give you stove. Yeah? Same ingredients. Can you make the same upma? Yet, you can make a tasty upma. Okay. If I say the set of ideas or set of ingredients while making upma. So that is how, in like some cooking serials or cooking episodes, like they will give, the items required. Then the sequence of making. If they tell only items required and they don't tell the sequence of making, what you will do? You will take everything. Done, no? Possible? And that is how it happens in the first cooking. First cooking. But what makes your upma different from others? What makes your upma more tastier than others with the same ingredients is the sequence. Is the sequence. Yes? So that will make your thing unique. You are using all same things, but the sequence. For example, I will give you 4 types of flowers. 4 types of flowers with a thread and with a needle. I'll ask you to make garland. Will everyone make the same garland? Will everyone make the same garland? How it is different? Same ingredient, no, same flowers, same set of flowers. But your sequence of the flowers which have been sewed together is different. Getting my point? And finally, you have used all the ingredients, but the looks of the garland definitely will be different. And among them, one will be standing out for sure. So that is how it is. That is how it is. After collecting the ingredients, it is all about the sequence, arrange. It is all about sequence. I have eaten chaats in North India also, and I have eaten chaats in South India also. In North India, it is just the dumping of ingredients. But in South India, it is properly, like one after another, like mixing it, again putting, again mixing, again putting, again mixing. So that gives you, in North India, like chaat is what? That's it. Sometimes full sour, sometimes full sweet, sometimes full khara. Okay. But South India, wherever you go, proper mixing. At least you can imagine their vessel, like sound, that cut wala thing. Yeah. So that makes it, because the proper mixing and proper sequence. It is not like dumping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've told you in the beginning, no bullet points at all. Only paragraphs. No bullet points. 1, 2, 3 or dash, point, nothing. Okay. So it is all about the arrangement of the same ideas, same ingredients, but persons are making it look more beautiful. Then in orderly fashion, like what is first and what is next. What is first and what is next. Okay. For example, upma, we shallowly fry rava, roast rava and take it. Then at the end we put it. Can you put rava and put water, then start putting all the ingredients into it, then boil? Okay. Then only the people who are interested in cooking can understand this. Okay. Otherwise, people can end up in eating Maggi only. 2 minutes wala. But in Maggi also, different people don't eat direct Maggi now. In that, like some masala, and just for the sake of this one, it is Maggi, but it has become something else only. More masala and like more onion, more tomato. Okay, it is all style. To write concisely, concise. This was also a word, concise. Few people will be having the attitude, like give them some topic. They will keep on telling it, and you will be feeling like, and I can see some faces here also. Yes, that is my, like inherent problem too. Taking one point and elaborate it, but I'll be looking at the clock also, whether I am permitted or not to like stretch these things. Understand? So telling precisely means you have to take your own time to convey that point, but it should be properly conveyed with time efficiency and, like even the words efficiency. Time and space is always limited there. Okay. You have to use as less number of words as possible, as less time as possible to convey your message precisely. So rather than writing more or spending time in writing more, you have to think more. You have to think more, and what you have to do? You have to write less, but write very powerfully. Very powerfully. It will impress the evaluator, because evaluator likes to get your points as early as possible and digest them, rather than he rereading it. Rather than he rereading it, like he has to finish in one go and he has to get all the ideas within short time. Okay, and even if you have written powerful sentences, definitely the space that you consume will also be less. So he'll be happy because he is saving his time and he is saving his energy. Fine? Concisely. That means it should not be like 100 words shrunk into only 20 words. No. 100 words shrunk to 50 words is fine. Because in cutting short the words, you will lose your emotions. You will lose the essence of writing. Your language will not be perceived if you keep on cutting everything. Understood? Otherwise, it will become more factual. Rather, you write it in point number 1, point number 2, point number 3. But we do it in GS. But in essay, it is all the paragraphs, proper flow of your sentences. Okay? Next, credit will be given to effective and exact expression. Effective means in every sentence you should feel like if the evaluator is trying to sleep, you should not allow that to happen. Yeah? You should be more awake, like in every line there should be a punch. That means you are not writing a script for cinema or something, but there should be some power in each of your sentence. Then comes exact expression. Exact expression. It is as good as knowing your emotions. Knowing about emotions means when you are happy, you have to exhibit that you are happy. That is what is the exact expression, no? You are feeling happy, but your face is. And few people have this problem, like artificially they want to be sad. Everything is there in life. Everything is there in life. But again, some people's habit can't do anything. Some people's habit, they have everything. So is it the exact expression? Exact expression is what? What is happening inside, it should be shown on the face. So like that, what you are thinking should be on the paper. Few people apply exact reverse. What they think, they write reverse. Put not in your sentence. That will not take you to long way. Maybe like you can be artificial only for few sentences in examination. But 80% of your writing will be subconscious. It will be subconscious. What is happening inside, that will come out. And even your language has to be what? More exact. More exact means you should have hold over or the command over the language. That will help you always. Okay, right? Next is what all types of essays that we come across. Okay. It is not compulsory that you have to choose one type of essay and write it. But in the world of this literature, that is in essay, we have different forms of it. And if you ask me, sir, what type of essay that we have to write in the examination, I may not give you the exact answer that this should be the type of essay. No, I can't give. Because our demand is completely different. We told in the notification that proper arrangement of ideas, concisely, keeping closely to the topic. So it is a different demand. It is a different demand, or what I can say, all demands at one place. All demands at one place. Maybe your essay is more informative also. Essay should be more opinion oriented also. Essay should be with more analysis also. Essay should be with good language also. Everything is expected in your essay. Okay, but before concluding what kind of essay we have to write, let us look into what all types of essay we have. Narrative essay. Narrative means what? Narrating. Narrating means you are telling the answer. What you told? Ah, what? Expressing, addressing. You told something. Yeah, you didn't tell. I heard. No. This one. I heard you telling something. What is narrating? Yeah, you only. Yeah, you tell now. What is narrating? Very good. Putting like a story. Very good. Telling a story. So it is all about storytelling. It is all about storytelling. Narrating. See, give a same piece of story or give same piece of writing. Ask different persons to narrate. Same topic are dealt by many people, no? In your colleges, one subject handled by many people, many lecturers. But you always liked one. And that is what is the human mentality. You always choose, he is the best. It is all about the knowledge first. But for a teacher, more than knowledge, it is about narration. And the purpose. Here, we are trying to clear the examination. Here, we are not acquiring the knowledge and becoming Rishi. We are not becoming Baba here, yes? So what we are trying to become? Nothing. We are trying to become civil servant. For that, we want to clear this examination. If this paper was not there, we wouldn't have conducted this class. If there was no subject and if I had conducted essay class, nobody would have turned up also. Because you have a particular thing that is what? Your marks. So finally, you want marks. So here, the thing is, our narration will be looking at the purpose, looking at the objective. That is how it is. If you are coming for satsang, satsang. So sir is like conduct satsang. He tells spiritual things, all that thing. It is a different thing. I'll take one word and brief 3 hours. I can take one word. But narrative, it differs from a person to person. Same story, but 2 people can tell in a different way. Yes? So here, more than the content, the way of telling is important. There must be one of your friends who tells ghost story, ghost story. There will be one person, like you can exactly remember. Now you have remembered that person who tells ghost story. While listening to that person ghost story, you will feel as if the ghost is coming here. And you remember one person, like give any topic to him, he will get a humor out of it. Or he will cut a joke on it. And there will be one person, give anything in the world, no expression, nothing. Over. If you give, like sweet to eat, if you ask how is it, isme kya hai? If you give some sour thing, kya hai, isme kya hai? Not expressive it. So narrative differs from one person to another. So in our essays, in UPSC essay, narration is equally important. Like we have to narrate well. Okay? Whatever might be the topic. Your storytelling should be like some curiosity should be built. Then only even the evaluator, okay, next kya hoga? Understand? So that is how it should be. If you tell that, this is the story in few lines, will somebody watch 3 hours movie? No. You have to create intermission. Shit. Intermission. If somebody puts intermission, shit. So good thing was happening. Serial. serial, some important thing, some dug. Okay, over. Time is over. They will keep such topic only. Okay, we'll see. So that you are seeing the next episode without fail. So like that, even in your sentences, even in your paragraphs, you should create that interest. You should hold the interest of the evaluator. Okay, be it a very boring topic only, but you should be telling it, narrating it very well. Next is the descriptive essays. Description, detailing. So here it is more kind of a textbook lesson. It is more kind of a textbook lesson. What is what? They'll be asking what is what. Okay, for example, here usually the technological or science topics will come. Science topics or the technological topics will come, or recent phenomena. I have seen the topics like biased media, okay, stinge operation, artificial intelligence, like that, descriptive. But I told you, it will not be just a single word and end of it. They will be attaching some sentence to it. They'll be attaching some sentence to it. Got my point? Yes? So now, can our essay be descriptive? Can our essay be descriptive? In UPSC, while we are writing, can we describe? Yes. For example, my question is on artificial intelligence, and one more sentence is attached to that. That sentence, whether it is good or bad, right, wrong, okay, that is opinion oriented. But first you have to tell the evaluator, no, what do you understand by artificial intelligence? Without understanding the artificial intelligence, can you go on for writing 10 pages? No. At least the factual things, the topic at least, topic, without going for right or wrong, without going for a question mark. That particular topic, you have to do what? You have to do the description. What is what? At least for a page, you should be writing what this topic is. Then go on telling about your ideas, your objectives, or your positives, negatives, analysis, whatever. So, there should be an element of description in our essay. I told you how narration is important. And second thing, how the description is important. Got my point? Is that okay? Getting it? Yeah. Next is expository. Expository essay. Try to break this word. Try to break this word. What will be the first word that will be getting? Expo or expose? Very good. Expose. What you are exposing? What do you mean by expose or exposing? What do you mean by exposing? Show. Very good. Expose means show. Whom you are exposing? Evaluator. उसका कुर्ता फाड़ रहे हो क्या आप? नहीं ना? You are exposing the topic. You are not exposing well. Exposing evaluator means you are telling the facts about evaluator. Okay? You are exposing to evaluator. Yes? So, exposing what? So, you told showing. If something is covered, how will you show? You have to cut that open, no? You have to cut that open. So, topic will be there. 2 or 3 words or 4 words topic will be there. What you have to do? You have to cut it open. That is what is called as kind of anatomy. Have you heard of anatomy? Anybody from medical background? No. Anatomy you know, right? Anatomy is what? Cut open the body and see which all organs are there. Check. Usually during postmortem. Postmortem, what do? We do the anatomy of the body. So here take the topic, cut it top to bottom, like left to right, in whatever the angle that you want to, cut it open and show it to the world. ये असलियत है इसका. So people will be, like threatening others, no? मैं दिखाऊंगा दुनिया को क्या है तू. I'll expose you. So this is the most, like the threatening, this one, I'll expose you. That means I will tell about you to the entire world what person you are. So that is expository. Whether a topic is a factual or analytical or whatever, you are going to do the analysis to it. You are going to do the analysis. Getting my point? In colleges, in schools, we have done some spectrum analysis. Do you remember? You don't have to be a science student for this. Spectrum analysis. Have heard of this word? Basically, in your lab, one particular thing will be kept. One thing will be kept, maybe a chemical, usually for the chemicals. Then they'll ask you which chemical is this. What do? You do some analysis. You try to make it react with something, or you will try to dissolve it, or you will try to burn it. When we burn it, you will get different colors. Oh, this is giving blue, then content is copper. Like that, we do the spectrum analysis. So for the topic also, you should do everything. Burn it, break it, kill it. Finally, you arrive at a conclusion that this is the topic. Getting my point? Fair? Yeah? Then, there should be an element of this one in our essay. Like we should be cutting open. We should be telling positive also, negative also. Not every time the positive, not every time the negative. We should be telling both the sides, but again, not 50-50. I've told you, 50-50 is not the thing that you have to do. Either 70-30, 80-20, like that. You should be tilted at least towards something, because it will show your stand. It will show your stand. For example, India, in the matter of Russia-Ukraine war. India in the matter of Russia-Ukraine war. What is stand of India? Stable. Neutral. Neutral is the right word. So tomorrow, there will be some problem between India and Pakistan. What will Russia and Ukraine do? They will also not take stand. Yes? India is against terrorism. India is against terrorism. What is its stand against the terrorism that happens in other countries? For example, Middle East countries, North African countries. Yeah, some kind of terrorism that happens there. What is the India stand on that? That is what you are going to study in the international relation, this one. So, how India deals with the other things and how it takes its stand. That is what you are going to study in international relations. So, here, stand is very important. See, India doesn't have any stand on the terrorism that is happening around the world. But India proposes one convention in UN for countering terrorism. For countering terrorism. But no country is supporting that convention. No country in UN General Assembly is supporting this idea, that is the convention against the terrorism. Why they are not supporting India? Because India doesn't have any stand on the international terror. Getting my point? So, always standing on the fence, that is 50-50, will not give you more marks. What will fetch you more marks? When you lean towards something. When you have some lineage, not extreme, some this thing, leaning. So that will get you more marks. Okay? Then finally, the persuasive essays. I have told you about what is persuasion. Persuasive essays is like the evaluator should get enlightened. Evaluator should get enlightened. In the starting page of yours, he should feel like, oh, very good beginning. In the middle pages, wow, what a deep analysis. When coming towards the end of this one, oh, this person is having lot of ideas, a holistic. And finally, at the end of your essay, while he is marking, he should give this and he should ask some peon, can you get me the Xerox copy of this particular thing? So you should try to persuade the person to that extent. I told you, na, it is the game between you and the evaluator. No more machines involved here. During evaluation, machines are not involved. But in prelims, OMR, this one, OMR machine is involved. No? Can human beings correct your answer? No. So OMR machines will get you the answers. Getting my point? Yes. So it is the game between you and the evaluator, and you are trying to persuade the evaluator. And I told you example also. Okay? Or the evaluator is completely rightist. Rightist, you understand? It is the political attitude. Rightist means right wing. So the people who believe on religious lines more and the ancient culture more. So they are more what? Rightists. But you are completely a leftist person. You are completely a leftist person. Yet you can impress. Yet you can impress whom? That particular evaluator. You are changing the attitude of that person from rightist to leftist. But I told you it should not be manipulative or something, because evaluator is not a dumb person, like he is not a fool that he will get brainwashed or something. You can only influence a bit. You can only influence a bit. But if your arguments are very genuine and very clear, and if it is with some, let's say, some persuasion, definitely the evaluator is going to take it with some pinch of salt. Why do we call this as some pinch of salt? Why do we add salt? Taste, no, if it is bland, or if it is too sour, we try to add some salt. If it is too spicy, we try to. So basically, yeah, you cannot take as it is. You cannot take as it is. You need to blend it with something. So what you will try to do? You will add a pinch of salt. So finally, the evaluator should think, at least I should take it. Though everything that I take from this essay is not apt. I'm not a fool, but yes, there are few points from the essay where I can buy few things. Okay? And that way he should be impressed. So in tomorrow's class, we'll look at the other aspects like how to start choosing a topic from different topics. Then we'll see handling the abstract topics. These are philosophical topics. There are two types. One is philosophical and one is more subject oriented or factual. Yeah. And these are becoming more now abstract topics. Then how to plan your 3 hours into the examination hall. Then how to do the brainstorming before writing. Then comes the structuring. Then comes how to begin with the introduction, and towards the end, how we should write the solution and the conclusion. Then the other marks fetching. So this is what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Fine? Okay. So you'll have around 15 minutes break now. Then after that, you will have international relations. Thank you. Good afternoon. All good? Had your lunch? Okay. So yesterday we talked about what is an essay, what is an essay and what it is not. Then we talked about what UPSC expects from your essay. Then some rules. And we saw types of essay. Actually, today we are jumping into the UPSC's essay. Okay. What exactly they want, we have seen yesterday. And today we are going to see right from the question paper. Okay. Question paper, when the question paper is given to you, I'll just show you the format of the question paper. Can you see it? This is how the question paper looks like. Write 2 essays, choosing one topic from each of the sections A and B, in about 1000 to 1200 words each. They don't tell that you have to write within 1.5 hours. They don't tell that one essay you have to write within 1.5 hours. You know this particular paper is meant for 3 hours and 250 marks, 2 essays of 125 marks each, and choosing one topic from each. From each section, you have to choose one. This is where you spend or waste more than 15 minutes in the starting. That is where the pressure is created. From the very first minute, the pressure is created because you are not able to choose. You are not able to choose. You'll seem like, okay, this also I can write, this also I can write. But finally, after choosing also, you will start writing essay, maybe writing a paragraph or 2, you will cut down and you will choose the different topic. And this has happened with many of them in mains examination. And the cost is what? The cost is time. Time is gone. By the time you choose, you start writing, it will be half an hour. Then dropping from there, it is useless. Okay, I'll come to this one, but yeah, choosing a topic. If you look at the topics, it can be anything. Any 4 words, like any sentence, any phrase, anything that makes a meaning, that can be a topic. It can be anything. You can't just, like guess. You can't just guess. But such topics will be of the quality that is expected from the aspirant. Like, it is not like something which has come from the Mars, like different planet, and you don't know anything about it. No. All the topics will be knowing one or the other thing, because they think that in the course of a year or 2, you might have learned whatever that is kept for the syllabus. From that syllabus, they understand that if we ask this particular topic, it might be known by everyone. So such topics will only come. But if you broadly divide these topics, I can divide them into abstract, generalist, and specific. General topics, for example, India's economic growth, it is a general topic. Women empowerment, it is a general topic. Agriculture or farmers' income, it is a general topic. Okay. Then the science and technology, myth, or it is a boon or bane kind of thing. So it is a general topic. Indian democracy, 75 years. It is a general topic. Okay. Coming to abstract, you cannot trace particular word or the topic in our syllabus copy. Abstract topic is that which you cannot hold in the syllabus. You cannot see, you cannot mark in the syllabus. So such a topic will be there. For example, some quotes like Gandhiji's quote, hate the sin, not the sinner. Hate the sin, not the sinner. So can you find this in syllabus copy? Simple, work is worship only. Can you find this in syllabus copy? No, right? So like that, many things are there in this world, from the world of spirituality, from the world of philosophy, from the world of ethics, from the world of political science, from the world of anthropology, from the world of sociology, from the world of literature, even from geography, history, like some abstract topics may come. Abstract. Abstract means you cannot hold that in a particular shape. It is as good as air. Abstract topic is as good as air. So how to hold the air within 1,200 words? How to hold the air? Whatever the shape that you give for this, that will take its own shape. For example, air, if you want to hold it in a balloon, it will take a shape of balloon, right? If you want to hold it in tube, cycle tube, so it will take shape of tube. You want to hold it in a box, it will take a shape of box. So abstract topic is that you can give any shape to it, but it is like air. People get scared to write abstract topics. And by understanding this fact, UPSC started giving all the essays in section A and section B abstract topics only. Earlier, it used to be like in section A, abstract topics will come, and in section B, specific or general topics will come. This was the understanding. But people started giving the hint that they cannot write very good abstract topics. So whatever that is tough, no, it is easy for UPSC. So it gives that only. Understand? So abstract topics are almost like all 8 topics will be abstract these years. But there will be some general or specific topic. To balance this thing, to balance it, we have to have certain general and specific topics, and adding to that, the abstract topics can be there. 1 second. So here we get the philosophical topics, then some spirituality, something related to psychology. I was showing you the paper, right? Yeah. Look, try to read this. Poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world. Poets are unacknowledged legislators of the world. What do you mean by that? Poets, you are writing about poets. So it is kind of literature, you know. We learn about poets where? In literature, right? They are the unacknowledged, that means unrecognized. Yeah. Legislators. Who are legislators? One who are chosen and sent to parliament and state legislatures. They are legislators, one who make laws. Make law. They are legislators, right? Of the world. So how do you take it? So if you don't know literature, it is very tough. Maybe you have few poets in your kitty. Okay? So very difficult to handle. For example, this. A ship in harbor is safe. A ship in its harbor, it is safe. Harbor means where the ship is docked. It is like bus stand, where bus. So harbor, safe. But that is not what ship is for. That means ship is built to, like dock it or chain it. Ship is built for what? Ship is built for sailing. Ship is built for movement. Ship is built for carrying something. Yes or no? So, what is the gist of this one? It is telling about what? It is telling about what? Are you writing about ship here? Ship is the topic? No. So, what is the clue? So, what is the topic here? What is the gist of this? Moment, change, no. Mind, yeah, it is product of mind. It is about some thinking. What is that? Being in the comfort zone is first one. First half of the sentence is being in comfort zone. Second half, work, okay. Free will, yeah. You are not giving that word. Ship is not built for docking it. It is meant for moving. Freedom of what? Freedom of moving ship. Yeah. But that freedom comes with what? You told comfort zone, no. What is the opposite of comfort? Huh? Come closer to the topic. Growth. See, in general parlance also, in day-to-day life also, we tell, you will fall when you walk. If you know that you are going to fall, will you walk? Still you will walk. You know that sometimes you might fall. So what is that? Risk. That is the word. Risk. We are very happy with, like what we have around. But the problems come when we go out of that comfort zone, when we take risk. So was there any compulsion that you have to take this field only? You would have taken your profession, you would have joined some job, you would have earned money, no? Why you came here? Why came here? Because you are not meant for that. You are meant for something else. So what you are doing here? You are taking risk. Yes or no? And those who walk, they only fall, right? Those who sit, can they fall? No. So it's all about the risk. So risk is everywhere. While crossing road also there is a risk. Yes or no? For example, while lighting the stove, there is a risk. Yes or no? While driving, there is a risk. So risk is everywhere. But can we stop ourselves? Can we go back to the mother's womb for safety? Because everything outside is risk, no? As soon as you come in the doctor's hand, risk. If doctors don't handle you better. Or even in the womb also there is a risk. Mother cannot eat whatever she wants, Yes? So risk is everywhere. It is part of life. It is part of our profession. It is part of our everyday's life. So we have to take it. With or, without will, we have to take it. Understood? So this is the basic. Beyond that, like the free will, freedom, at least this ship will tell that I have freedom to move, But ship will move not for some jolly ride, right? Ship will not say to the harbor that, wait, I will roam around and come. No, right? So it is all about master's work it will be doing. So it is meant for doing some work. And then in that work, there is a risk. Understood? Such topics. Then, very good topic. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. It goes with very basic understanding, okay? There is no derived meaning in it. What is it? The time to repair your house. You repair your house often? Roof. Why do you repair roof? I'm not talking about floor. I'm not talking about wall. I'm talking about roof. Why do you repair your roof? If it is leaking, very good. But they are mentioning you have to repair it in when sun is shining. Sun is shining means when it is summer. During summer you will repair, or during rainy season you will repair. So if you repair it during rainy season, what is it? What is it called? You are not prepared. You are not prepared. So you are like last minute warrior. Yeah, your house is leaking, then you are trying to repair. Can you get the work done properly in rainy season? So it is the preparedness. This is talking about what? Preparedness. For example, every year earthquake happens, right? Earthquake happens every year, right? Then landslides every year, floods almost every year these days. Then very hot summer almost every year, cold winter. Will you start purchasing umbrella in the middle of rainy season? Will you purchase sweater when the winter is going? Will you switch on the fan when summer is over? So it is all about preparedness, because we know that cyclically it happens. Cyclically it happens. For example, economic recession. Every country faces this economic recession. So there must be around 20-year cycle or 30-year cycle. 20 or 30-year cycle. So the economy should get prepared. For example, the situation like Corona. That won't come every year. But we can get ourselves prepared, right? Now, Corona has taught us the lifetime lesson. So can we afford another pandemic in next 2-3 years? Can we afford another another pandemic? No. We have to be prepared, right? Especially with respect to our hospitals, with respect to the healthcare, with respect to humans' tendency, with respect to human behavior. So we have to what? Condition ourselves, right? Yes or no? And in Japan, the earthquake is every day almost. Earthquake is every day. So can they build their house with stones? So they will, prepare their houses, or they will build their houses with earthquake resilient material. Earthquake resilient material. For example, why do we have nuclear weapons? Why? At least few countries, 10, 12 countries, they have nuclear weapons. Why? It is a preparedness. In the face of war, we should not feel like we don't have anything. It is very difficult to use nuclear weapons in the war. Usually it won't. But at least to create the deterrence that हमारे पास भी है. So we prepare and we spend thousands of crores on that project. Yes? So that is the preparedness. Yes or no? So it is about that. See, topic. Smile is the chosen vehicle for all ambiguities. Smile. See, can you expect such? In UPSC, smile. Are you going to impress a girl or boy or someone? Huh? Are you a small kid who is asked to smile? See, smile is the what? Chosen vehicle for all ambiguity. Ambiguity means when you have a confusion. To do or not to do. this or that, A or B. And what they are telling, what is the best vehicle? Smile. That means handling the situation, coming to a decision, or handling the circumstance. Understood? So like that, we have to handle the abstract topics. So I'll come to that later while telling what to do then. Specific topics. When we come to the specific topics, they are bit deeper inside these general topics. They are bit deeper inside the general topic. For example, if I ask about growth, if I ask about development, they are general topics. If I ask about employment, it is going bit deeper. If I ask you about structural unemployment, it is deepest. For example, if I ask about generally science and technology, fine, general topic. If I ask about digitization, it is going bit deeper. If I ask about cryptocurrency, it is even more deeper. So such topics which are more deeper, we call them as a specific topics. Without understanding them, without knowing the nitty-gritty of them, technical points about them, you cannot write. You cannot take risk. That is why most of the people end up in choosing general topics. But everybody writes general topics only. So the marks, what you get, is average. Because everyone is choosing the same topics. If you finish off the exam and come, if somebody asks you which topic you chosen, one topic will be chosen by 80% of the people. One particular topic which looks general, which looks easy, that particular topic is taken by 80% of the people. Another 20% will choose another. But if you look at the scoring pattern, those who write those general topics without risk, they will get average marks. One who has taken risk and chose the other topic, tougher or not general topic, that person may get the highest marks also, lowest marks also. Highest is when he has understood the topic very well and he has written. Lowest means when he has misunderstood the topic. So that possibility is there. When you are trying to do non-general things like which people generally don't do, there is a risk involved. There is a risk involved. The best is to what? Take general, but I always go for the other topics. That is how I have taken risk in my examination. I don't go with very popular. I go with, these are my favorite abstract, philosophical one. Abstract. I'll tell you what is the beauty of abstract topics. Specific topics, too technical. I would feel like I am writing again some research paper or something. So always my choice is being abstract topic. Yeah, I'll tell you how to handle that. Okay. So now 8 topics are there. 8 topics are there. Among them you have to choose 2 and you have to write the first topic first. First section first. Section A, because you have answer booklet and already the section A space is given. Half of the pages are meant for section A and the last half are meant for section B. Understood? Section A and section B. So section A essay you have to write first and section B essay you have to write next because you are starting from the first page. Understood? So while choosing 2 among these 8, don't go for the second section at all. Simply do this thing. Out of the first section, choose 1. Rather than looking at the second section at all, you maybe keep a palm on the second section. Don't look at it or fold that paper and keep like this. Because you will get biased. You will get confused. The ambiguity will be created. Because sometimes the first topic in the section A, one topic in section A is almost the same in second section also. There is close relation between those 2 topics. What will feel like if I take that, I can't write this. So already you are creating the bias. See, whenever you are solving the objective paper, if you see the options first before the question, you will get biased. Because one among the four options will catch your eye for sure. And you are somewhere emotionally attached to that particular this thing. And mainly you will think about that. You will try to get that particular option right. Rather than looking at question, your ego will make that answer right for any question. Because you are close to that. For example, in the options, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, I am stuck at Karnataka because I am emotionally attached to Karnataka, and somehow I will try to convince the examiner also that the answer is Karnataka. That is how the psychology works. So don't do that. Don't see the answers at all. Especially in your prelims exam, you should not see your answers first. Looking at the question, the instinct comes. And if you open and see the option, if your instinct is there as one of the options, that will be mostly right. 90% of the times that will be right. Because your instinct and the options are syncing. Getting my point? So like that, don't look at the second section at all because you will get biased. So you have to look at only the first section and choose one. And how to choose that? The first rule, affinity towards topic means like you generally like such topic. For example, the topics like preparedness, topic like smile. So it enthralls me, happiness, some abstract topic, love, okay, kind. So if they are the questions, usually I get attracted. That is what is the affinity. Affinity towards a topic. You should generally like that topic. You should feel like writing it. So that feel should come. Second thing, whether that topic is familiar or unfamiliar. Familiar, unfamiliar means like, have you come across that topic many a times? Though you like it. For example, for me, okay, let's say going to Europe is my dream. I like. So whenever like somebody is going to Euro trip or something, if I see some pictures or something or some movies, I like that. Yeah, I should go. But familiar and unfamiliar are different. How well you know Europe? Have you seen the map of Europe? From where you have to start? Do you know the people of Europe? Do you know the system? Do you know the laws? Do you know the immigration policy there? Do you know the tourist visa on which you go? Do you have the knowledge about that? Have you ever? Otherwise, you like to go to Europe, but if this work is there, this particular groundwork, what you have to do? If that is not done, then who will call you to Europe or who will allow you to go to Europe? Like if you don't have proper visa, you don't know the visa process and just you want to go to Europe. So better you go in dream only and come back. Don't execute it. So that danger is there. Though this topics looks like you can write about it, but if it is unfamiliar, then there are chances that you may not end up in generating more points. Okay? Look at that also. Then, conventional and unconventional. Conventional, unconventional means like when you see the topic, you feel like, I had expected this topic. Because looking at the last 10 years old question papers, yeah, I was expecting such topic. I'm not surprised. This is what is expected. But suddenly, somewhere, you have not heard it all. For example, I had given you the example of Iron Dome, which had come as a question in 2018 in Science and Tech paper. If somebody gives you the word like Iron Dome, the modern defense system, Iron Dome, do you know about that? Do you have any idea about it? No. For example, stinge operation. Do you know about stinge operation? Stinge operation, do you know? Yeah. What is that? Quick. Stingy. Everything is not right about that operation. Stingy operation, usually with hidden camera, like doing it in a very covert way. It is not a professional way of handling someone. So stingy operation. So you are like playing game, or you are trying to trap someone. So that is stingy operation. Okay, this had come in the year 2014. Stingy operation. But suddenly you will get what kind of this? Yes, for example, I'll ask you a question about, let's say, media. Media, you know, right? Like, you know, you can write. For example, suddenly I give yellow journalism. There is some phrase called as yellow journalism. Do you know about it? So basically it is unconventional. Yellow journalism. Have you heard of the word post-truth? Truth is there. Post is there. But post-truth, when they come together, there is a different meaning. It is nothing but sweetening the truth. Sweetening. You are telling the truth in a way that you can, like easily fool the people. You are taking the people for granted. So that is post-truth. Okay? And nowadays, the world is moving in the post-truth era. Okay? We sweeten the truth. We sweeten the truth so that it is consumed. Yeah? It is partial. It is not the entire truth. So like that, the unconventional topics will come that will make you surprised, but few people will get enthralled, Okay, nobody will attend this, let me attend. Nobody will attend, let me attend, I'll get more marks. And people have got more marks, and disaster also have happened. Then person will think, at least I could have got average marks. If average marks had come, I would have got the interview call. So essay paper killed me. So this is. And finally, generation of points. Be it familiar, unfamiliar, be it conventional, unconventional, whether it is close to your heart or not, you have to generate more points because you have to write 1,200 words. It is not just about 200 or 300 words. You are writing close to 1,200 words. Can you sustain this topic for 10, 12 pages? That is the question mark. Can you sustain this topic for 10 to 12 pages? So that is also a point. But you cannot spend 5 minutes on this. One topic has to be chosen within 5 minutes. The first topic from the first section has to be chosen from the this one. Within 5 minutes it has to be chosen. Otherwise, when you will start writing, okay. Now you have chosen the topic. Let's say your exam starts by 9:30, and you have decided about one topic in 5 minutes, and generally 1.5 hours, no? Each topic 1.5 hours. So by 11 o'clock, you have to finish. One you have to finish, no? By 11 o'clock. So how many minutes you have? And how many words you have to write? 1,000 to 1,200 words. If this is GS answer, so in GS answer, like in 250 words marks, 250 words question, we take 10 minutes, no? 10 minutes for 250 words. 4 times of this, how much it will be? 1,000 words, no? So 4 times of this time, how much? 40 minutes. Another 5-10 minutes, let's say 50 minutes. So you can finish off writing 1200 words within 50 minutes. But how many minutes you have? Because in GS paper, we write around 4000 words in 3 hours. That is what is the standard. 4000 words in 3 hours. Similarly, essay paper, in 3 hours, how many words we are writing? 2000 to 2400. Maximum is 2400. So we have more time, no? There, 4000 words, here 2400 words. So we have more time. Rather than saying we can write less number of words, I would say we have more time. Opposite way of putting it. Yes? So we can write these many words in 50 minutes, but how many minutes we have? 85 minutes. What will we do in those 30 minutes? Sleep off. Okay, write and sleep off. It is as good as that story, no? Turtle and rabbit. Are we supposed to? Are we supposed to sleep? Okay, even if you want to sleep, before the essay or after the essay? So you have to write, right? You have to write something, you have to start from somewhere. Can you start an essay without thinking, just like that? Just like that. Can you start thinking? Can you start just writing within 5 minutes? Can you? Do you dare to do that? Within 5 minutes you have started. So every year, in my attempt, my first thing is to choose a topic and look around what others are doing. And already half of them have started. Half of them have started writing. Then I would say, okay, half the competition is over now. These half people are gone. They are not my competitors. Because even if you start any topic, though it is very closer to you, very familiar, you can write maximum 2 to 3 pages. Without thinking about it, lasting beyond 3 pages is highly impossible. Yeah. So what you have to do is, you have to do the preparation for the essay. Essay can be written only in 50 minutes, or let's take 1 hour. Let us take 1 hour, best case. When all the matter is ready, we can write in 1 hour. But for GS also, we don't think too much and we keep on writing. But in the answer writing session, I told you, you have to dedicate 1 minute for brainstorming. Before you write any answer, you have to think for 1 minute, make a structure and start writing. Got my point? Yeah? So the thing is, the earlier 30 minutes what we have, earlier 30 minutes, or let's say 20 to 30 minutes, it is depending upon the person's capacity. So 20 to 30 minutes what we have, that should be meant for thinking, brainstorming, structuring, all that stuff. Got my point? Yeah. So we'll see what is that first step. I'll come to this later. Planning for 3 hours. I told you 5 minutes will be gone in choosing the topic, but literally it will take 15 minutes to choose. Because you will be doing like this. What is that? Some game is there, no? What is that game? Inky Pinky. Inky Ponky. Inky Pinky Ponky. Yeah. So our side it is different. So you will do that. Then you will actually, can you do that? But indirectly it happens like that. And by the time you see your watch, it will be 9:45. But we don't have that much liberty. So first topic you have to choose very early and start thinking upon it. So while you are planning for these 3 hours, I would rather recommend there should be disproportionate time allocation. Disproportionate, not proportionate. Proportionate means what? 1.5 hours to first essay, 1.5 hours to second essay. I would recommend the disproportionate time allocation. That means what? That means what? Disproportionate time allocation. Huh? More time for one essay, less time for another essay. So which is that essay where you are giving more time? Which one? First or second? Why first? Why first? Evaluation? What? Yeah, you're right. Evaluation? Yeah, basically, you are supposed to write the first essay in the first half, second essay in the second half. So, initial impression, what you are leaving on the evaluator, this I told while I was telling about answer writing also. The first 3-4 questions should be of high quality. Your handwriting, your language, your presentation, everything should be of top quality. Later, you can compromise a bit. So, tell me, if you impress the evaluator more in the first essay, will your job become easy? Yes, no? So, to impress more, you have to give more time, right? You have to give more time. Maybe first 3 pages, you are writing like copywriting in school, like every word and properly, like giving the space, all that thing. Yeah. And definitely yes, when you write very well in your first essay, the evaluator will understand the capacity of yours. Whether you have the capacity of writing essay or not. Do you have that quality of persuasion? Do you think purposefully and write the essay? Can you keep yourself closer to the need of the essay? Or can you arrange all the ideas well or not? For that, does it need 2 essays? Does it need 2 essays to understand your capacity? First essay is good enough, no? So if you tell about you in the first essay that, sir, capacity of mine is this, I can write this good essay. Then in second essay, it is just like, okay, he will just try to see whether you are keeping closer to the topic or not, whether you are relevant or not, and unknowingly, whether you allocate disproportionately or proportionately in examination hall, unknowingly, inherently, the first topic will take more time. And this happens in every exam, no? GS also. Maybe your university exams, maybe your 10th, 12th exams. At the last 15 minutes, you are running without thinking you are writing. Because there is a paucity of time, there is time constraint. That is what happens in the essay paper also. So, let us take it for granted that we have to put more energy in the first essay so that we can impress the evaluator and get more marks. Is that a possibility? Yes? Fair enough? Does it have some weightage? Or I will write the second essay very well, I'll ruin my first essay. How many of you want to do this? I want to ruin my essay, first essay. Or I will write less in first essay and I will write more in second essay. Human being, no, evaluator is also a human being. Definitely, what works for you, works for him also. What impresses you, that impresses him also. If you like good handwriting, he also likes. He's also a human being. So this is like very basic understanding. Whenever we feel some exam is tough, inside the examination hall, if you feel tough, take it for granted that it is tough for others also. Don't have that negative complex, No, it is tough for me only. Everyone see how happy they are. So this is the human mindset. To crib, always cry. It is tough for me only. My life is only like this. Everybody else's life is jingalala. So this is human psychology, yes or no? We always crib, no, we like to cry. It gives, like different level of kick when we cry. That is why people cry, Understood? So this is the very basic psychology, that if some question paper seems difficult for you, it is difficult for everyone. If that has taken you by surprise, it will take others also by surprise. If it is easy for you, if it is appearing easy for you, then it is easy for others also. There is extra headache. When the paper is easy, there is extra headache, because you have to be in the front, because everybody is competing, for you it is easy, for others also it is easy. So you have to compete more. When it is tough, it's okay. It is tough for everyone. Let us not kill ourselves. Let me not kill myself. Let me be alive to see the result. Okay? So that is how the mindset should be. Understood? So for everyone, the first essay will take more time, but it should not cross 1 hour 45 minutes. It should not cross 1 hour 45 minutes. What will happen? First essay 1 hour 45 minutes. Second essay 1 hour 15 minutes. Actually, you will not compromise on writing. You will write 10-12 pages only, but you will compromise on thinking. You will compromise on thinking. You will start the essay without thinking only. That is why there is a danger. The first essay should not cross 1 hour 45 minutes in any case. Understood? Yeah. Understood why we are asking you to allocate disproportionate time? Understood logic? Then, emphasis on first essay. That is what it is. Emphasis on first essay. If your first essay is fantastically good, usually second essay, it is just a ceremony. Okay, when you have said, Jor se bolo, Jai Mata Di, it will also clear. Okay, have that confidence. Have that confidence. In my attempts, once in 2013, I wrote only one essay, like only one essay was there then. Then 2014 and 2016 mains, like I had written, everybody had to write two essays. And trust me, both the times, my first essay, overall, it has taken 2 hours. First essay, 2 hours, both the times. Without my will, it has taken 2 hours. Unknowingly, it has taken 2 hours. And that is the first paper every year. Essay paper is the first paper every year. It is going to set the tone for your entire exam. It is like power hitting, power play. Yeah. So you have to get more in the power play. But usually what happens, you are not adjust to the examination mode, and even while coming into the examination hall also, you are talking to your friends, you are chit-chatting. And every time I have gone 2 to 3 minutes late. And one time though in 2016, I had almost forgot to get down at the metro, that station. It was about to start because 2 of the friends, like we met after so many days, both are going for the examination. We stopped talking about the exam, we started personal things only. Because essay, no, there is nothing to prepare. So that is how there is a chance that you might get affected adversely. Understood? Okay. So the first day, it is going to set the tone for your entire examination. So you have to be extra careful. So in my examination, 2 hours I had taken. Then pressure, no. Second, essay, always a pressure. Always a pressure. So both years, the second essays are written within 1 hour and without brainstorming. Yet, in both the years, I got one of the highest marks in essay. But if I had some time left for the second essay and brainstormed well and wrote well, I would have got even more marks. So every time, essay was my, strongest one. All the times it has, held my hand. And why this good marks both the times? Because whatever happened in the second essay, I know, right? Have I told it to the evaluator, sir, I have written this in one hour only without brainstorming? Can I say it to the evaluator? No. Evaluator will think like, oh, first essay is fantastically good, very good. So second essay, yeah, equally good. So what does he know? How many minutes I have taken? How I have written? Okay, he doesn't know, no? Yeah, that is the advantage of mains paper. The evaluator cannot get to your behavior there. He will just look at the answer. But in interview, everything is face to face. Everything is face to face. Understood the importance of handling the first essay very well? But don't go for 2 hours. Don't go for 2 hours. 1 hour 40 minutes is actually the time. 1 hour 40 minutes. Not even 45. Okay? Then, for each essay, the first stage is to brainstorm. First stage is to brainstorm. I'll tell you what is brainstorm and structuring. Structuring. Structure means I told you, essay is an art by the potential of writer. Okay, like creative. It is a creative piece. Yes. Then coming to putting across your ideas in a time constraint within 1.5 hours, with a space constraint within 1200 words. It needs some structuring. It is a science. There we follow certain rules to write the essay. Understood? Yep. Then comes well-drafted blueprint of introduction and conclusion. I have not kept it as part of structuring. I have kept separate time for introduction and conclusion. Maybe for introduction and conclusion, you have to do the rehearsal. You have to do the rehearsal. Rehearsal, you know, right? Before you execute something on the nth day, you practice on the n-1 day also. Yes? So, before you write it on the paper, maybe your introduction and conclusion has to be well drafted. Maybe the blueprint of introduction and conclusion you have written separately and just you have copied. Because introduction is the opening, no? It is going to set the tone. It is going to give the idea about the entire essay. Yes? Okay. Then start writing in the answer booklet. For all these things, for all these above things, maybe you take around 25 minutes. Then last 60 minutes, you keep it for, to be on safer side, you keep it for writing. Got my point? Everyone is yawning. It is because of the weather, you know. Weather, this humid, and that too. Like traditionally it is told like now it is the time where the mangoes, you know, like oscillate, right? Mangoes. So even our entire like system will be, that is why we get sleep. We can't escape. We can't escape. But whenever you feel like, or put some water, go to washroom, come back, or drink some water. Don't support this, you know, like it is very dangerous. If you support like this, I'll give you a guarantee within 5 minutes you will sleep off. Any support, even the pen support, you will fall asleep for sure. Okay? Understood? Yeah. So we'll go to the first part, that is brainstorming. Don't look at this, okay? Show honesty, don't look at this. What do you mean by brainstorming? Yeah, it is like this only. Huh? Very good. Thinking of many dimensions. Thinking from different angles. Yep. And all of you have done the brainstorming. One or the other times, you have done brainstorming. Little more individually, collectively. For example, there is a marriage ceremony at your house. Somebody's marriage is there. And it would be like, okay, marriage is on 20th June and we'll get up on 20th June and everyone be ready, we'll put marriage is over. Can we do like that? What do we do? For marriage, let's say it is on 20th June. When do we start the planning? Huh? When do we start the planning? Yeah, around 2 months before. But before that, bride and bridegroom, who? That we have to find out, no? Already we have found out. We have chosen the topic. We have chosen the topic, right? So that is as good as the bride and bridegrooms are fixed. Yes? Now, that headache is gone. Now, the headache is how to celebrate. How to celebrate. Dhoom dham. All that thing. So planning starts, right? Planning starts. So on the first day, what will happen? Or the head of the family will come and instruct, it is your work, it is your work, it is your work. Will it happen like that? That is instruction, that is ordering, that is commanding. But first what happens? Tell no, you're not participating. Okay, forget marriage, man, it is too big for you. Some ceremony, some birthday party, some meet, some get together, some, like picnic, some occasion. What do we do first? Don't tell brainstorming, that is the answer. But I want different names for it. What do you do? Plan. Correct? Plan. So plan we'll do later. First you will come and sit, no. So few people will come together and sit, no. So sit, then start. Okay. Where shall we make the marriage? One will say we'll make in palace grounds. One will say palace grounds. Other will say budget. No, man. Then one will say, okay, Kalyan Mandap. Hey, man, Kalyan. I mean, like Mandir, some temple. Hey, we can afford. Then he will arrive at a conclusion that some decent hall. Some decent hall. Then comes, date is already fixed. Then comes caterer. Who is the caterer? Then decorator. Then photographer. Then Sangeet, Haldi, all these blah, 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 blah. Then pre-wedding shooting, post-wedding candid photography, all that thing. Then where to purchase sari, who is the, Swamiji, all that thing we try to do, right? And is it the decision of one person? Few people, your cousins, your uncles, aunts, everyone in the family who can make a decision. Come sit, finally deliberate. Okay, here we'll make, here we'll make. Now, your duty is to look after the what? Decoration. Your duty is to look at the catering. Okay, this date we have fixed. So first you go and check whether that hall is free or not. That is the first thing, right? Or you will just call. So this is all like planning. So first is you sit and decide, no? That is what is brainstorming. What all works are there? And somebody will tell, you have forgot about, invitation. Somebody will tell from the behind, you have forgotten about invitation. Okay, somebody will tell, I know a printer. Okay, we'll go to that. This is what is brainstorming. You make sure, like, all the ideas are poured in. And are you going to take every shitty, suggestion also? You have dropped, no. You have dropped the plan of making the marriage in palace grounds. You have dropped that idea, right? Why? You cannot afford. And somebody has told, like in temple will, that is also dropped. And somebody will come, I'm not interested in all these things. Let us go to sub-registrar's office and there will sign. Everyone will jump onto that person. No? So it is as good as that person's what suggestion is discarded. Now, in our brainstorming for a topic, here the muhurta is fixed. Muhurta is fixed and the bride and bridegrooms are ready. They don't worry, like you do whatever with us, but after the marriage, don't disturb us. Let us be what we wanted to be, okay, like that. Even the topic is not bothering you. Now topic is decided. Now, for this brainstorming, how many people are there? Will you call everyone, come, we'll do group work, we'll do teamwork, come. Okay, 20 aspirants are there in a hall. Okay, everyone come, we'll plan together. Can you do like that? So what you will do? You are alone, right? So if you are alone, like you have to think from everyone's dimension. Everyone's dimension. Maybe your fathers, mothers, uncles, aunts, grandfather, grandmother. Like everyone's angle you have to think. So that is why you have read the syllabus for 1 or 2 years. That is why you have prepared for the examination. So that you can think multidimensionally. Multidimensionally. In my case, in my marriage case, it was like like a big project for me. It was kind of a project, like where you have to get full marks. Many helping hands were there. Many people would have, like come, helped, all that thing. But all the decisions were made by me because I didn't want anyone to, like run around. I didn't want to disturb anyone. So everything is my own decision only, at least for my marriage. One day I had decided that, okay, in front of our house, like we can make the marriage. Then I was sleeping one fine afternoon and suddenly I thought like, how many will be the invited people? So minimum 2,000. And only 100 people can be accommodated in front of my house. Suddenly that thought disturbed me, Thought disturbed me and I went to see the place. Luckily, like it was like open ground marriage. I mean, like putting Shaminam. Then at least I have to fix a place, no? Then I have to talk to the owner of that land, all that thing. Then it happened. Then if that had gone wrong, and if I had like taken my own decision that was also my own decision, but I tried to improve upon that. If I had decided that only in front of my house and 2,000 are the invitees, then everyone would have asked, who has planned this? And people will say, that person. They would have come to me for wishing, but they would have, what is this? So finally blame would have come on me, here also. In essay, whatever that you decide for me, finally, who will get blamed? But after that marriage, everyone appreciated me. Hey, what a project. No, they didn't tell what a project. They told, oh, what an arrangement. Like it was all fine. Everyone appreciated. Okay, full marks. If that had happened, if I had planned my marriage on a rainy day, usually that happens, no? Spoil. Whole thing is spoiled on rainy day. Better you don't get married. But don't keep a marriage on rainy day, either inside hall or outside hall, don't keep a marriage on rainy day. Because that should be the planning. See, for this thing, 2 muhurtas were there. 2 muhurtas. One was very auspicious. Very auspicious means soon you get married and you will become wealthy suddenly. Such a muhurta was there. I chose the second best. Why, Why? I am discussing all my personal points. But it has something to, like look forward. I chose the second one. It is also awkward decision only, just like choosing the abstract topic or unfamiliar topic. Very good. See, if I chose the first best, then on that day, many people will be getting married, no? The crowd will get shifted. But I wanted like everybody's presence. So that is why second muhurta. So this is I am relating to what? Relating to choosing the unconventional topic. Everybody is taking that and there the average marks will come. So here in this case, people might not attend all the marriages there. But here, since it is second best, most of the people might turn. And these days, weekends or weekdays, marriage, if you want to call more people, and strategy, if you don't want to call more people, then Wednesday, proper Wednesday, middle of the week. You call 1,000, 300 will come. And they are your real relatives, who wants to check how marriage is being celebrated. Others are not worried about it. Okay, jokes apart, the thing is, the brainstorming is you alone thinking like everybody else and taking all the appreciation, all the blame, and finally you are deciding. So it checks your decisive capacity in the sense whether you will be able to take the decision or not. Here the decision of writing 1200 words for yourself. Understood? So here we split this word, brain and storm. What do you mean by storm? Storm. Have heard of this storm or not? Is it a normal wind? Why it is not a normal wind? Speed, very good. It is not a normal wind because of its speed. Okay, then why it is not normal? More powerful, very good. It comes with higher intensity. Then direction. Will it be like a normal wind? Usually the wind flows from west to east. If your westward door is open and eastward there is a vent for going out, then you will see that air is passing through the house and all. But storm, there is no direction for it. There is no direction for it. But here we are using the word brainstorming. So here what are storms? What are storms? Thoughts. The thoughts which are trying to strike what? Here the storms strike the land. Storms strike the structures. But here storm is striking what? Here the thought is striking what? Your mind. Your mind. So the thoughts are coming to your mind. In what speed? Uncontrollable. Uncontrollable. Then with what intensity? Uncontrollable. With high intensity. Then with what direction? No direction. It is coming from everywhere. Some thought randomly from your childhood. Some thought maybe from a friend. Some thought maybe from a book. Some thought maybe from some like film. Some thought maybe from some scene. So everything is striking your mind. And all this is related to what? All these storms, all these thoughts related to what? You are thinking about whom? Topic, no? So in this, you should not, like forget topic. Okay, topic. About topic, like some storm is coming. Some storm is coming. Yes? And you don't have really control over that. You don't have really control over that. So that is what is the brainstorming. You are allowing all the thoughts to strike your mind. All the thoughts. Be it good, bad. So while you are thinking, some black thought will also come, right? Black. In the sense, some criminal thought will also come, right? Don't tell me so sir, never I like think that way. Criminal thought comes to, but can you write a criminal thought in your paper? Then what we have to do? Yeah, basically next thing is filtering. Next thing is filtering. You are trying to do what? You are trying to filter out your thinking because you are also made up of flesh and blood. You also have eaten sour, spice, sweet, bitter, everything. So in one human being, every other aspect is there. Good, bad, right, wrong. Yeah, appreciated or like punished. Like every thought is there. So better you allow your brain to like consolidate everything first. Allow it to come first, then write down those thoughts. Then among them, if you feel some are not good, some are criminal, some are not appreciated, then discard those things. Discard those things and keep only the best one. Keep only the relevant ones. Sometimes irrelevant things will also come. Do you think while you are talking to someone, you will talk only the business, only straight, only this objectivity? No, you will talk about something else also, no, which doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you wanted to crack a joke, but nobody is laughing. So all the thoughts which come across might not be very relevant, might not be very important. Among them, you have to choose only the important and the relevant ones. Understood? Is that okay? Understood? No problem? Yeah. So before we go to filtering, let us look at like what all are the ways in which we can brainstorm. What all are the ways? Actually, these are all like the guided strategy. These are all guided strategy. Like if you don't get any thought, better think from these angles. WH questions means starts with what, where, when, why, who, then only one H question. That is how. Only one H question, no? How is only one H question? W questions are many. So these WH questions. If you think about the topic, what is this topic? Can you write one paragraph? Where? Where such thing? Like in the timeline, where, in the place, yeah? When, especially timeline. When means like past, present, future. You can talk about that, yeah? Where? Here, there, everywhere. About this topic. What we think about that topic here, what it is thought in the next region, what it is thought about in the next country or in the entire world, how this particular topic is pursued, all that thing you can write now. Then, past, present, future, that is what? When? Then why? Why we have to think about this topic? Why it is important? Why at all we have to, like hit our head for this topic? Why it is so important? Why I have to write this topic? Why this question is asked? For example, if the essay topic is on honesty, why that topic might have come? Why honesty is being asked? Why honesty is being asked? Why the examiner is more interested in this topic of what? Honesty. Huh? Arey, come on. Corruption is all over. Basically, honesty is a rare thing. It is a rare quality these days. Maybe the examiner might have felt very bad. No one is honest. So let us ask about the honesty in examination. Maybe. About corruption? Yes. About truth? About media? So this has come because maybe that is the hot or burning topic. Understood? Then, who? If you come across few persons who have talked about that topic or who have lived that topic. Yes? For example, if you talk about truth, which person will come to your mind? Gandhiji. Like for every good quality, Gandhiji will come. That is how it is, no? Yeah, other people are Satya Harishchandra. Yes, Satya Harishchandra. Many characters are Satyavan Savitri. Many characters are like that. Yes, have you heard of this one, Punyakoti story? Some story, Punyakoti. It is also a poem on truth, right? Yes. So many things can come when you think of who, how you are going to dissect the topic. You are going to dissect the topic. Okay. How you are going to present. All these thoughts, what you are coming across, how do you present them? Okay. If there is a problem in the question, how you are going to solve it? how you are going to address it, how you are going to make for it, like that. Okay, then this is related to place, local, sub-regional, regional, national, and global. For example, let us take a topic of education. Education, like you have some idea, right, about education. And from where it will start? In your essay, if you are talking about education, from where it will start? From your house, no? Yeah, mane modala pathashale. Yeah, house is the first school. So it starts from there. Who is the first teacher? Mother? No, never a father. Bechara. So our, like history, all that thing is skewed against men, Men are always perceived as, like some cruel beings. All soft qualities are attributed to mother, and all hard, violent, rare. Okay. Okay, jokes apart. So education, okay, house, then school, then college, then maybe statewide, nation, international, or education in the past, education now, and education in the future, how it has changed. So this is what you are going to brainstorm, and finally you are going to arrange all these ideas, correct? Then social, political, economic, and the cultural angles. For UPSC aspirant, these are like baएं हाथ का खेल है. Social, economical, political, and cultural, many things, scientific, many things. Okay, but you have to just like think, brainstorm, and generate the ideas. You cannot put these words, all these words, what, where, when, why, who, how, past, present, future, local, regional, international, and this social, political, economic, and cultural, you cannot use them as subheadings. You should not use them as subheadings. Otherwise, it looks like a textbook lesson. It looks like a textbook lesson. Your subheadings should be very special. Very special. They should not be predictable. They should not be predictable. You should write few unpredictable subheadings. While you read in the newspaper, especially the editorial articles, you come across the subheadings in same article, right? Can you just imagine? Some topic you imagine in the editorial, and you got different subheadings. And those subheadings generally are not predictable. It will take the evaluator by surprise, and it will try to impress the evaluator that you are not writing like the mundane, like age-old things. You have written something else. Understood? Yeah? Let us do one thing now. Let us do some activity, and let us brainstorm. Let us brainstorm. Okay, I will take it as a practical thing. So what shall be the topic? What shall be the topic? You give me a topic. No? So let us take one topic from past. Yeah? From UPSC paper only. Let us take one simple. Just read, The process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. Self-discovery means knowing yourself. Is technologically outsourced. The technology is doing that duty for you. That is knowing yourself. Very good topic. It has both technology and philosophy also. Then, your perception of me is a reflection of you, and your or my reaction to you is an awareness of me. Given by Nityananda. Don't take it seriously. Nityananda is famous for what? Your chemistry of biology of physics, like it is the manifestation of the world of society, many things. Yeah. So it looks like that only. Your perception of me is the reflection of you, and my reaction to it is my awareness. Oh my God. People will, like just cut this because it is tough. It is tough. Very beautiful philosophical topic, but it needs next level. Only Rishi, Muni, like very like learned people can write about this. Then, philosophy of wantlessness. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. Wantlessness means you don't have any want. Can this happen in any society? That you don't have any want, better you die, no? When you don't have any want, like why you are living? Okay, that cannot happen. That is utopian. That means unachievable. While materialism is Shamira, I don't know, Shmera, like I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm poor Indian, like regional language guy. Okay, Shimera is Maya, mirage. Have you heard of mirage? Yes, in the summer on the roads, you will get mirage, no? Some mirror kind of thing. Yeah, that is mirage. So, materialism is mirage. Materialism means I want this, I want that, greed. Materialism associated with only the materialistic aspect. So, that is mirage. That means there is no end for it. There is no end for it. Good topic, no? Then, the real is rational and the rational is real. Again given by Nityananda. Real is rational. Rational means which has some reasoning. Which has some reasoning. What you see is a reason, and what you reason is real. Very dangerous. Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. What does that mean? Rocking means what? Putting rock. No, rocking is this. Cradle means what? Cradle. Totilu. Okay. Rocking means you are swinging it. You are swinging it. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Next level, no? Next level. So what is that? Hands that cradle. Usually, who rocks the mother? A woman, basically. We assign this to woman, or sometimes father also rocks, no? Or someone who takes care, one who nurtures, one who takes care of you, or associated with nurturing, or bringing up someone, or nourishing someone. So, that rules the world. Then, history repeats itself. First as a tragedy, history repeats itself. First time when it comes back, no? It comes as a tragedy. And second time as farce. Farce means joke. Some skit or joke, like some, when joke is performed in theatre, prahasana, what we call. So that is the farce. Last one is, there are better practices to best practices. Better practices to best practices. What we see as best, no? There is a better than that. Always there is a chance for improvement. That is what is told. Okay, let us not take these, what I can say, this we can take, this philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. Utopian means which you cannot achieve. There is nothing called utopian society, we tell, where everything is right. There is no scope for improvement. There is no scope for improvement. Then, while materialism is chimera, materialism is that, like, there is no end for it. Okay? But let me take a very simple one. Let me not scare you in the first instance. I'll give a simple this thing. Nation is built in classrooms. Do you agree? You can disagree also. There is no compulsion that you have to. Can't we build a nation outside the classroom? We can, no? But inside the classroom, high possibility. We are talking about classroom. Okay? We are not told that just classrooms or only classrooms. Nation is built in classrooms. Now, I want you to brainstorm about this topic. This is the topic that you have chosen now, and you have to start writing or brainstorming. Yeah. So, always I'll tell you how to brainstorm. Brainstorm is not, like writing the narrow ideas. You have to keep your senses open, and you have to allow every thought that comes to your mind and write. Understood? Yeah. Then you should use more space for brainstorming. If you write the points that come to your mind in this fashion, one after another, actually it is not a broad thought. It is a narrow thought. Already you are restricting yourself to that fashion of writing one below another. You are not natural. You are following some rule. Let us follow the rule after brainstorming. Let us not follow any rule while doing the brainstorm. So what you have to do is, in the examination hall also, in the answer booklet, the last 4 pages will be given for rough work. So 2 full sheets. When you open the last sheet like this, there will be 2 full sheets available, no? The page number 1 and the page number 2, or last but 1 and last but 2. So like this, you have to brainstorm here. In this wide double page, you have to do the brainstorm. And how you have to write? Not one below another. That is a narrow thought. Already you have thought of some structure and start brainstorming like that. Okay, fine. If you write randomly, like one in this direction, 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 some random, it is storm, no? Storm doesn't have a proper direction. So you have to write randomly. That makes you wide open. Otherwise, the first point what you write will affect your second point. Your second point will affect the third point. Like that, all the points what you write cannot be broad-based. The dimensions will not be broader. It will be very narrow. Okay, start. You have to write about this topic, whatever that comes to your mind. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, sentence, something. Some person, some place, some model, some theory, whatever that comes to your mind. Some good, bad, ugly, worst. And not in a narrow fashion. I want both the sheets to be open. Please follow the instruction. I can give you or borrow sheets from others. I want 2 full pages to brainstorm. And write bigger, not smaller one. write bigger, and it should be random in place, not one after another. Start. You have 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Whatever that strikes your mind, don't apply any brain. Whatever that strikes. Don't write one below another. Some random like this. Otherwise, you cannot brainstorm more. And I'm not asking you to write the structure. One, two, three, four, five, six, some random. Okay. And few people can't do it because they are never used to write that random thing. And already you are making a structure. Don't do that. Okay, this is the heading. Huh? Okay. 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 But use both the pages. And I want everyone to participate. Don't try to be perfect. Write something. For example, education is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for you. Write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. ABCD, write ABCD. Your sir's name, write. Do only brainstorming. Don't structure it. Don't give any direction. Don't give any shape to it. All of you are doing the same. You are giving some shape. Don't give any shape. Let it be as random as possible. And the person who is thinking for the cost of the page, no, they can never write good essay. Don't try to write what we call in Kannada Jipuna. They cannot write good essay. You are writing essay or what? Points only. Essay you are writing. You just do brainstorming. Don't write essay. Just random thoughts. Don't start essay. Essay we are going to start after another 20 minutes of brainstorming. Don't answer the question. The meaning of nation, meaning of classroom. Don't answer those questions. Something related to education. For example, Gurukul system, some value education, abacus, yeah, mother to child education, or some adult education. Then for nation, who lives in nation? Today's children, tomorrow's leaders. Some thoughts, something related to topic. Okay, fine. Now, give me your thoughts. I'll write your thoughts. Okay, everyone has to give your thoughts. India versus world in education. Then, okay, I'll ask everyone's one point. What? Father teaches the number. Number. Father teaches numbers. Okay. Necessity. Necessity. You write, you give me words or phrases, not the entire paragraph. So, then participation. Scientific temper and inclusiveness. Then social and so all under values. Social, moral, and democratic values. Okay. Infrastructure. Very good. Policies. Health policies regarding education. Then patriotism. Patriarchal system. So how it is related to education? Okay. Digitization. Yeah, how many are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Can we write all these things in the essay? Can we write all these things in essay? From here, what we can do? From here, what we can do? We have to pick up the best. We have to pick up the best. Don't like feel bad if I don't take your points. I'll pick up the best from here. So what all that is very important for me? India in the world. Yeah, it is very good point. We have to address this, where we stand now. Then patriotism, somebody told. So somewhere I'll link it with India's like patriotism and how it is important for building the nation. And I'll do the comparative study with other nations in the world. Okay. Then, if I want to start with very basic this thing, okay, this one rather than I'll not take further, but house. From house, how do we start teaching? Then what will happen? Value education. It starts from house only. Yes? Then, leaders are made. This is when we are talking on very higher pedestal like education. Then how it make the leaders. I'll take this. Then, how it is related to economic growth. Then, how patriotism can be built. How we can ask the people to participate. Okay. This is all like next level when we are moving from classroom to this thing. Then I will think of what our education system should be. If at all we are making nation, like how it has to be made. What all we have to include in our education. First, infrastructure. We have to write infrastructure. Then we have to build the scientific temper into the children. We have to inculcate even the democratic values or social moral values. Then we can use the digitization along with the infrastructure. Then co-curricular activities are very important as part of curriculum. How? We can explain that. Then stereotypes should be what? Should be, taught to, like this should not be taught or this should be discarded. Then the patriarchy, preferring only male child to be what? Educated. So that should be cut down. And our education has to be more inclusive. This is all same. We should not discriminate on the basis of what? Gender, on the basis of caste, on the basis of class. We should not like divide the people, and we should not discriminate anyone for education. So that is, then what is the necessity of education to make a nation strong? Maybe last point. Like that, I might choose all points or few points. And health policy, when I say like what we have to include in our education, like even we have to give certain importance for health. For example, this midday meal scheme, or let's say monthly health checkup or 6 months health checkup, immunization, okay, giving iron tablets to the kids, all that should be part of our education policy. So I have selected a few. Maybe in this, I will discard a few. Let's say all are looking good, but can I write everything? So here, social, moral, democratic values, I will make this one thing as values. I will include everything in values. Then nation, going positive or negative. For example, terrorism, all that thing you told. I will include this in India and world only, and I will include patriotism inside that only. So I'll discard this. Then this I have already discarded and I have taken it as house. Then participation of children in it is part of the curriculum. And leaders, definitely leaders, they run the nation. And how it is important, all this will be addressed at the last. And inclusiveness, patriarchy, inclusiveness is a very big word. I'll try to include everything in that. Okay, infrastructure, digitization is part of digital infrastructure. Yes, I will combine both of them. And health should be part of our education policy. Then co-curricular activities, all these things should be there. Understood? Now I will discard a few. And growth, it is mainly talking about economic growth. Okay, when I say India versus world, how India is shining and other countries are doing, maybe I'll talk about economic aspects also. So I'll discard this. Now, I am left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll cut this also because in inclusiveness it has come. I am discarding stereotype. So around 11 to 12 points. Around 11 to 12 points. Understood? Now, it is like, I have given him the ingredients to make chart. And you have sidelined a few masala. I don't want this. I don't want these ingredients, you are told. Now you have selected a few. You have kept it. Now what is next? I have filtered. I have filtered what I don't want and what I want. I kept only the relevant stuff and very important stuff, which is necessary to write the essay. Now I have selected, I have filtered. What is next? Very good. Arrangement. Or putting in a structure. Arrangement. Now, which point first among all these? Where should I start from? It is up to you. From where do you start? It is up to you. But here, we are thinking about body of the essay. Introduction, we have to think separately. Introduction, we have to think separately. Here, what we are trying to do? We are trying to structure the entire body. So, I will start with like from house. How the culture or the education at the house starts. I will keep this as my first point. I'll start with this in the body. Introduction, all that thing I'm not coming at. I'll start here. Then value, I will take it as the second. Understood? Then third point as scientific temper. How scientific temper has to be built. Then I will tell about the co-curricular activities, because in school we start co-curricular activities. Then I will come how our education system should be. I'll tell about infrastructure first, physical and digital. So then what there should not be or there should be. Then done. Then let's say I have skipped this. I have forgotten this. I have forgotten. Let's say I have forgotten. Next thing is I will be talking about how India and world are compared. In that, even the patriotism comes. Then how the leaders are made, that will come, and how people have to participate there, that will come. Then what is the necessity at the end, 11. But suddenly I felt that I have lost this. I have forgotten. I will see it, health policy, where I can. It is part of our education policy, education system. So what I'll do, okay, infrastructure I have built. Then inclusiveness I have taken. Then 7th point is India and world. I have gone to the next level. So better I will put it after inclusiveness. But already I have marked 7. So what I can do? I can put it as 6A. After 6A, then I'll go to 7. Now my structure is ready almost. First, I will talk about what? The house. How does education start in house? Then I will go to the values. Then I'll come to scientific temper. Then I'll come to co-curricular activities. Then I'll come to infrastructure, which includes digitization also. Then I'll come to inclusiveness. Then the health aspect of the children. Then I'll come to the India and world comparison. And under that, I'll be talking about patriotism. I'll be talking about the participation, I'll be talking about how the nations are made and how people participate and what is the necessity of it. So now in my mind, the structure is ready. If before brainstorming, I had made the structure, then it would have been very narrow. Better gather everything, then rule out few things. I don't want this. Then in those things, for example, you will bring lot of flowers from the market. You want to make a garland. And some are what? Some are rotten. Some are like not good. Some are like spoiled, soiled. Some are too big. Some are too small. What you will do? You will just separate them, no? Then you will take and arrange it properly. That is what is an essay. And yet, we are talking about body. We are talking about the body of the essay. That is 70% of your what? 70% of your essay. 20% is your introduction and 10% is your conclusion. Most of the part is body. And here what I have taken, around 10-11 points. These 10-11 points can be your paragraphs, number of paragraphs. These 10-11 can be your number of paragraphs. And in each paragraph, think of 80 to 100 words. Think of 80 to 100 words. So you will easily cross 800 to 1000 words. Including introduction and conclusion, you will easily cross 1200 words. So this is what is the requirement. Understood? Brainstorming, arranging, numbering them, then arranging. So in tomorrow's class, what we'll do, we'll work separately for introduction, we'll work separately for the conclusion, and finally, we'll try to put other important aspects of essay also. Fine? So, before we leave, I'll give one small homework to brainstorm about a topic. Brainstorm about a topic. That is, hands that rock the cradle rules the world. Done? 10 minutes brainstorm. It can be as random as what you have done today, but better than today. Better than today. You know the meanings, right? Hands that rock the cradle. That means the hands which make the baby sleep. Yeah, that rules the world. Mother, women, even father, one who takes care, they rule the world. one who is with the soft power can rule the world. One who is with the soft heart can be brave. Any example for that matter. Think of some kings and who nurtured them. Think of some, like the people who became great and who gave them the values, who gave them the ideas, who nurtured them, who made that person like that since childhood. Bring those people and brainstorm and write. Tomorrow in the first 10 minutes, I'll be asking your brainstorming. Then we'll go for the rest of the topic. Okay, thank you.